Hmm. Hmm. Is this thing working? It should be working, I think. It feels like the first time I'm doing it every time. 18 times. Holy shit. Plus like the 55 times I did on Twitch. Oh my god. What am I doing? What am I doing? Right. Oh. I'm still alive. Okay. It's fine. Yes, 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 yes. Look at me, I'm not crashing today. Very cool. I'm going back to doing my VR chat nonsense as well. So I get to try. You know, I found this, like, I thought about this so funny. Like yesterday, stream title is Hospital. Today I was gonna be like, what can I put as a stream title? Oh yeah, that's like 1 light equals to 1 prayer nonsense. What can I make it be? Oh, 1 light equals to 1 pixel. Fuck me, dude. Look at me farming lights. I got like 2 likes as well, like before any viewers today. That's so funny. Hello, Kirio. I get 3 pixels. What is this, W place? My god. Oh my god. Oh my god. So good news is that I think my cancellations worked. I think for the most part I didn't feel any interesting heart issues today. So it's nice. We'll see where this goes. Hopefully that is the end of that. It's been sorry, my brain is still kind of asleep at the same time, but like I guess it's just been like super duper tired a while ago, like for the past few weeks, because it's been like a week of being sick and a week of recovery and then another week of being sick, and then here we are, right? Like, so I think it's just a lot of stuff stacked up together. And today I will continue to do junk. For the most part, I think I'm just going to be taking it easy for now. I'm not going to try and push my limits a little bit too much. Let's make sure the recovery is a little bit better this time. Yes, well, yeah, what kind of strokes am I doing today? A little bit of horizontal one, a little bit of vertical ones, a little bit of back and forth. I don't know today. For the most part, I think I'm just gonna sketch. I'm looking for references right now, it's pretty normal. Let's do from a photo today if I can help it. I still want to work on whatchamacallit, this thing that we left off yesterday. I need at least one done, right? Like, but my idea was to have like it'd be kind of cool to have different types of colors, right? More colorful ones like the ones we had before, or like maybe opening that file is probably a good idea. Probably gonna slow me down by a lot. I'm expecting random lag spikes today, as we always kind of get. At some point, I'm not sure when. Right now it seems that latency is pretty good. Yeah, well, I was thinking of like nicer colors like this, or like normal colors. Sorry, I don't know what I'm doing here. Let me get started. Let me get warmed up. It's like it's still kind of hard in the beginning when I start the stream, because I've just gotten up. I'm just very confused. Also, I come to realize that my 24 hours is always kind of like split in two 12 hours. It doesn't feel like one day, it feels like 2 days. Because my stream and my job is around 9 that I start to get ready. And then when it starts to get into like the afternoon of like 2 or 3, or like 2 or 3 a.m., I get really tired, and that's why I sleep. So it almost feels like I'm living 2 days within one 24-hour period. Very, very interesting. Not really, but I only noticed that today. Nice parallel between the two. Yeah, time has reset for what's the daylight savings. I don't know if we are in daylight savings now or are we just gotten out of daylight savings. Honestly, I don't like it. I don't get it. I know in the past, like supposedly it was added so that there's like 1 extra hour of daylight for people during the winter. Oh, hello, George. Also, George, I did see the email. I only just saw it. So I will prepare a reply. It seems like we are going ahead, and it would appear that the session would be probably done like in like a video call or something. So it's gonna be a little bit stressful because I need to make sure I understand what they're saying, and if I don't understand, I need to be able to ask them what they're saying. You know, the difficult thing is always that I don't actually know how to ask in like a polite way. Because you have to... Yes, so... basically, yeah, George helped me ask if we can have a quick... was it like a one-on-one session with an artist? So basically you have the really hard Japanese. You have like the tameguchi, which just means in casual, so this is casual. This is your slightly polite, which is your keigo. This is your des and your must, right? This is like just dropping out of, so minus des, minus must, so you just don't need anything. Then you have the sonkeigo. I'm not writing I don't know how to write the thing, the kanji. The sonkeigo, and then there's another one. There's a couple of different types here. And the only difference between all of these ones is who is talking to who. So when you're talking, like when you're A, so this is you and this is them. When you're talking in between like this, you use different ways of describing certain things depending on if you're referring to them or if you're referring to yourself. And this part is very hard. This is the so-called business Japanese. The ever so elusive business Japanese, which you never use anywhere except for this VR chat world I'm in, because in this VR chat world there's a lot more professional communication going on. When you're meeting like another artist, you don't want to offend them. You want to maybe have like a bit more of a more formal conversation so that you make them feel like you are respecting them fully. You get that? Like this new friend that I met, he talks to everyone in this format. And it's really hard to talk like that if you're not used to it. It's not necessarily much harder to learn though, because you just change certain things like instead of asking what do, you would just like, you ask it in like the other way. It's like what are you off doing or something like that. Some weird stuff like anyways, I can't explain it very well. I'm gonna have to go learn that now just to make sure that if it comes about and we can speak a little bit better. And of course that is coupled with the fact that we have to talk about technical stuff, so you need to be able to know the technical terms as well for certain art related stuff. And I think the best way to learn stuff like that would probably be to just watch certain videos. Like there are some YouTubers up there that make very formal sort of formal language kind of videos. I can find some of those, but I think if I can't find them, most likely what I would do is I would actually come up with some scenarios, cases where certain things I might have to explain or certain things that I might probably have to ask them. I'll prepare a question, I'll prepare some responses that they might respond me with, and then I will try to answer those response or questions and follow-up questions and so on and so forth. I'll practice that back and forth. Naoki sensei, is... I'm not sure. I haven't watched his video in a long time. I do know that he speaks very politely, but I don't know if it's necessarily that set of language. Because the thing about Naoki Sensei is that he is a very well-established artist and creator. And for the most part, you have a bit of status. And if you have a little bit of status, I don't think they would necessarily use it. It's a very weird thing where I believe it's not always the best case to always be that polite. Like there are certain cases, it's more of like you need to speak your own status level kind of vibe that I get. So if you're not supposed to be, or like if you're really high up there, actually no, I don't think that's true either. I think it's possible that everyone should do it. But I think for his case, if he could choose not to do it, he probably might choose to be a little bit looser with the thing. Because imagine if it's really strict, right? You're kind of deterring, you're setting that distance. The higher up that scale you go, the further the distance you have with the person that you're talking to. So if you're making a video and you want people to enjoy themselves and not be so uptight about certain things, and you want to foster good communication, you want to get people to talk to you and leave comments, you might not want to be that formal. It's the thing. Personally, at least, like I think the vibe that I would rather have on my videos, if I were to make Japanese ones, it would be straight away to go to Tameguchi. Just because, whatever, man. Like, if you hate it, just don't watch my videos. If you watch my videos, we get to have a little bit more of a friendly vibe. But I don't know though. This is just a foreigner point of view. I think it's really hard. I probably have to spend some time talking to the people in game and getting a feel for what is it that they think would be best. The good thing about this server is I got a lot of people to practice with if I want to try my my business Japanese. Because you can just go up to anyone and just start talking and try your best to keep the conversation going. Oof, yeah, it's gonna be a bit of preparation. I need to ask though, like how are we setting this up? Where are we doing this call? Am I gonna do it on Discord? You know, stuff like that. It's gonna be a lot of communication still. And the final thing is it just gonna be like the two of us talking? I think more likely than not, it's just gonna be two of us. It's not really gonna be like a form of like an interview on like YouTube. I don't know if they want to do that. The email mentioned that they estimated it would be about 1.5 to 2 hours. Sorry, to 2.5 hours long. I guess they're not really sure how long it's gonna take, depending on how many questions I ask. I am kind of curious though how they're gonna do the payment thingy if they don't know how long it's gonna be. Because I believe right now they say that they're gonna do the invoice, but how much are they gonna put us down for, you know? Or do I just set a time? We can always set a time, I suppose. What is up with her hair? It must be tied up behind or something. The pricing I will not reveal, I think, for now. Because I want to talk to George about it for now. Probably. Unless if George is okay with it. I guess it's up to George to talk about it. I will confirm like the status, I'll confirm the method of delivery here. But more likely than not, I don't think they will want to have like a kind of an interview on stream kind of thing, because stuff like that gets a little bit trickier again, especially if they're like behind this kind of management. Like we've been talking to management for a while now, and yeah, like it's how do I say this? It's also easier for me if it's not, because once you're in like an interview sort of setting, ooh, now you have a different set of expectations, right? They're expecting you to say or do certain things, or be like a good host, for lack of a better word. That's gonna be a lot more stuff that I'll have to care about. Whereas if we're just having a call, it would just be formal, but it will also be a little bit less formal, right? You can be Yeah, I don't know. This is gonna be new, super duper new for me as well. I've never even done anything with like people in VR chat, like for stuff like this, and we're going straight all the way straight to the top. That's what we're doing. We're jumping into the deep end, like outright just jumping in. If we fuck this up, artists do talk, you know. You can bet that there's a bunch of different artists behind that might hear about this if we fuck this up really bad. So there's quite a bit riding on this. Not to say that if I fuck this up is the end of everything, right? But it could make life a little bit difficult if we want to be doing more of this in the future. We can also recover though if I just like make more of this kind of video format. And then if we establish ourselves as like this kind of like interviewer kind of vibe in the future, we can probably still get to talk to some bigger artists or something. I don't know. But anyways, as usual, we try to make it go as well as possible. But it's the first time it's gonna be a lot of screw ups, one way or another. I don't know what kind of timeline we're looking at though. It might be on the weekends. Yeah, it probably have to be on the weekend unless I stop the stream for this, which in this case I'm okay with since this is a special circumstance. Yeah, if it's only like an hour and a half to 2 hours and a half or something, it'll probably be fine. Can I record it? It would really depends whether if they're okay with that. All of this depends on if they're okay with that. Apparently they haven't directly answered my question, whether if they're okay with it. Let me read it again. Oh, wait. 追加で質問やどういう風な配信にしたいが決まっておりましたらご共有お願いいたします。Oh, okay, so they're okay with streaming, I think. If they're okay with, let me think about this. I actually don't really know how this is gonna go because I don't know what I'm expecting here. I think what they're asking is that like yeah, if there's any additional questions or like if you have decided how the stream is gonna go, please let me know. But like, I don't know what I'm doing here. Like, you know, like what am I supposed to let you know about? Because we're just gonna be on stream. I think that's it. So I think let me think about it. Hello, Barracudas. It'll be amazing if you can get it on stream because I can't even cut out like a video for it, right? Like, so it would be kind of insane. However, yeah, let me sit on this for a bit. I'm going to like talk to myself and also ChatGPT. I want to try to predict certain situations. I want to see what I can or cannot reasonably expect. I think ideally it would just be us talking. Like maybe like we'll be in a Discord call and then like they will share their screen and then like I will just ask questions and like be like, hey, thank you for coming. Thank you for agreeing to this this thing and joining our humble little stream here. So we have these questions, blah blah blah. It seems like so based on the email message, If it's gonna be a voice call, it's definitely not gonna be in the server. We'll likely be in because I don't really have the right to be asking people to join my server. It'd be really weird. So I'll probably just do like a direct one-to-one call if it's gonna be a VC. Oh, that's a lot of Pinnacle stuff to test then, actually. Let me see. But yeah, okay, anyways, I was gonna say that it seems like they are going to be preparing a what you might call it, like a series of maybe data or like stuff points to talk about. Like they're gonna prepare like the lesson outline is how they're putting it. So, you know, I'm gonna just let them know that I don't have a lot of experience in doing this, and I'll just try to let them take center stage here. The only so-called streaming part would just be them doing this live, if they don't mind. Well, if that's the case, is it Baracus then? Probably not Zoom. I don't think it'll be Zoom. I don't know if Zoom is that big of a thing in Japan. Okay, Baracus, I can do that. I'm just gonna update my brain. No problem, no problem. Okay. Nah, it's your name, man. It's your name. I think you definitely we definitely go for Baracus. Yeah, okay. I'll do the same thing I do at work, I think. I'm gonna provide suggestions, but I'm gonna let them take charge because I don't know what is best here. So it's best not to impose any sort of decision making directly onto them. I need them to agree because if things go bad, it's like yeah, you know, you agreed to this. I know it sounds kind of bad, but like we definitely do need them to be in on it before I can go with it. Here. Oh. Depending on the scheduling of this, I might actually have to convert some streams to Japanese study sessions then, actually. Because I'll just practice certain conversation stuff on stream. Because I don't actually have time otherwise. It's gonna be kind of tricky here. It is kind of exciting, isn't it? At this rate, we are actually on track to becoming like a proper sort of interview style of YouTuber. This is gonna be where it starts, you know. And then I'll just try to get more people from VR chat. Anybody wanna go for an interview? And it's like, oh, hey, would you like to talk about yourself? Be very interesting. I don't know what her hair is like, actually. Second one is ask. I might. I mean, I feel like technically, if you pay enough, you could probably get that to happen. Oh my god, if we are... Can you imagine, like, getting asked to talk about how they draw? I don't think I've ever seen... Have Ask ever, released anything like a time-lapse or like a speed paint or anything like that? Can you imagine there being nothing out there in the wild and we are the only person that got to interview them? I cannot imagine, because I don't think that's gonna happen, but... Crazy, bro. Crazy. We can dream. I need this perspective grid, Lamal. This is like, what the hell is happening here? I'm still not that convinced that they're okay with streaming, is the thing. I know that's what they said. But, it's one thing to pay money and get some time from them and talk to them in person and stuff like that. It's one thing to then record that for your personal use. But then once you start talking about streaming and making videos, you're talking about making money off of this content. And I think that becomes a little bit iffy. I know our streams are not monetized. And we can definitely just not monetize even if we make videos as well. I think that's fine by me. It's just how they feel about it. That I'm not sure. Of course, everything will just be communicated across. The more transparent I am, I think that probably the easier it is. Man, I have to start watching Japanese YouTubers again now. I need to get the language back inside my head in a more aggressive way. You really have to listen to a lot of it to be really fluent in it. Like, I cannot speak that well recently just because I haven't been hearing it for a really long time now. I haven't watched Japanese YouTubers for a really long time. My only interaction with Japanese people is on the weekends when we play some games. And even then, it's always informal, right? It's never gonna be formal. Even for people you first meet, you just go straight into informal. Actually, we go straight into sexual harassment most of the time, but like, we just like talk stupid shit and make stupid jokes right off the bat, and see who vibes. And then we just go with the people who vibes. So I need to bring back the formal stuff here. To go back and watch other collab streams and stuff that VTubers did, especially the ones that don't really know each other very well, and between like let's say Nijisanji and Hololive, you can get a very good feel for like the distance. If you're used to normal Japanese conversation and you hear the way that they interact, you can feel the distance in the communication. There are certain ways that you speak, and there are certain things that you don't talk about, or like the way you present your ideas. You need to pick up all the social cues. Get ready for this. Why is the thing all the way over here? I don't think I plotted my anatomy correctly. Because it means the hips are all the way over here. So it must have been more like this then. And then you see a lot more of this side, and then you do the so the crotch is like somewhere here then. Oh, wait, where did the oh, sorry, this is too long already. Probably should like this then. This will be the landmark there. Probably a bit tight, so this crotch should be a bit lower. So this is here. Crotch would be here, right? And then the other leg would be across. Oh, it's a bit higher. A bit higher. Or this. Yeah, I suppose, yeah, that sequence will have to be fixed. We shall see. Things will probably start to speed out a little bit. Probably push for, oh yeah. I feel it. Yeah, I cannot concentrate on this anymore because I'm just thinking about what I need to figure out. I think it would probably only be polite to actually learn more about the artist now. I think I need to figure out what is it that that they tend not to like, as well as the if they have participated in anything really big. Like for example, if they have been the official artist for certain things, we probably want to know about that. What are some of the achievements that they might be really proud of? You know, if it's publicly visible, stuff like that. We're gonna have to study up, I think. We have to be careful with the way you approach as well, I think. It's not too loud, right? I kind of forgot about the music. Okay, it looks fine. Probably gonna rename my stream actually. Hello, Lord. I don't know what Nyampas is from. I don't know what reference that might be. It's just behind it, I suppose. Okay. Oh, it's being kept back by the index finger. Ah, that's what the finger is doing. Okay. That's what she said. Wait, what? What he said? What? Is his hand too big? Are the hands too big? I should scale it to the face, right? If that's the case, it is a little big. Alright, I'm slightly zoning out again. Let me see. What is this length that we're talking about? About here, right? Target is here. So it's kind of big. Is it? Let me make it smaller and try it. Yeah, no, it's correct. Okay. Yeah, why is that? I don't know.
One, two, three, four.
Yeah, that's a lock. That's fine. Pokemon. This is I think Diamond, Pearl, Black and White, and X and Y songs. Oh, because you can see it. Okay, so this is a bit tricky here. I've always taken a lot of liberties with the side of the face here because I don't draw human ears and I don't draw characters without bangs. But once it's gone, you kind of have to keep this part pretty tight, I think, because I need to. Otherwise, it's very obvious. It's weird and stuff. I don't know how to do this. Where is it? Actually, let me just move this in. Ooh. Wait, the tablet count is at 40, right? Okay, so it did save. I was worried that it didn't save yesterday. Okay. Okay, now I need the glasses. higher than I thought. More parallel than I thought. Okay. Right. Okay, my target might have been... not enough? No, but it's currently symmetrical, I think. I think it's just the issue with the difference of proportions. I don't think you can get this eye to center. Unless I put like the lens here, which is like really far from the other one. Unless it's like super duper big, right? Because this nose bridge is not going to be that big. So this is the best I can do, I think. I think the other circle could be a little bit bigger. So I think, okay, let me see. So this eye here, the bridge is like somewhere here. Currently it's not symmetrical, so I need to move this a bit over. So this and this about the same distance, could be a little bit over. I'm gonna circle this. Oops, what? Here's a new layer, so when I control T, it's always on the... it's always perfectly snug in this box here. Makes it a bit easier. Still kind of big, I think. That's fine, that's fine. Smaller a little bit. Give it a bit of the third point perspective. There should be a very prevalent one. Actually, no, the angle of the head isn't following the rest of the stuff. So, let's see here. I think it might not... maybe it might be this way. Honestly, I cannot tell. It's still really big though, I think. Yeah. It still feels kind of huge. It's like half the face. Okay, I need to see how other people do this. Anime girl glasses. Anime glasses? How do I find this? My eye's too big, but it should still be fine though. There should be a math here. It works. It is kind of half the face though, I'll be honest. They are all kind of half the face. Oh no. Oh no. How many... I don't know how many of you guys would know this. My condolences if you do. I was not expecting this. Not like this. Oh my god, Lord. Come on, man. I can make the bridge a little bit bigger, and then we can make the lens a little bit less ridiculously huge. Although it's got its own charm too, being this big. Kinda got its charm. Let me redo this. Whoops. just put a bit more space in between. It's quite a lot more space. Okay, this should be fine then. Let's make it work. Let's make it happen. Let's go. Yeah, what do I do here? Oh, right, this. Yeah, I don't want to do that. Distorted perhaps somewhere here. Yeah, I mean, if I look at someone at this angle, I would see the frame. Yeah, like this eye would probably hit this frame, and then I would see. I actually can't see the other one. I will see a little bit less of the frame here on this side. 45 degrees. Yeah. Uh-oh, I think something's not right with this. Yeah, it's not looking so good. Wouldn't be that prevalent though, but it does feel a little bit different already, so I do have to account for a little bit of perspective. Maybe I just go with this. It's huge, dude. I don't know, man. This looks so weird to me. How would I draw this actually? At least I need the framing, right? So if I put in the framing. For the frame. There's already a space, already a space. Right. Okay. I cannot adjust them equally then. slightly over. Alright, cool story. Finish this first. Yeah, a long time ago, I think. I just see it pop out on Twitter once in a while. People will reference it for one reason or another, and it just constantly refreshes my memory. I can still make this hollow actually. It's the same hairstyle for the front so far. You can have like the hair brush back, but then the ears will have to go, and then the eyeglasses will have to go. Oh no, that's fine. You just keep another line here. it's still doing this. Let me see. Yeah, we're doing down and this push. Hello, Bungus. Welcome. It's been a while. I hope you're doing great. Yeah, this pace is getting pushed out. Let me cancel this and then neutralize it first. Reset this part. Ah, yes. Well, you came at the right time. Today is the best I've felt in like 2 weeks, I think. Has it been 2 weeks? I mean, like at least a week and a half. It felt like really long. Like I guess it's because when you're sick, it's just everything's so miserable. But yeah, it's much better now. Much better today, actually. Just today. It's been an interesting couple of weeks. I've been in the hospital. I mean, I went there voluntarily, because previously we had a bit of a health scare, but then now I think it's okay now. So everything is pretty good. Yeah, yesterday was like a therapy where I was just going through like some thoughts here and there. I ended up using the same technique that I did like all those years ago when I was trying to dissociate myself from because it's what is that was designed for, right? Because in the past I had to do a lot of dissociation to make myself not dread and feel so bad about everything that's happening. And for better or for worse, the whole thing is still pretty much intact. I can still use it if I need to. So I just did that for today. It's a lot easier to get through the day when you don't constantly feel like you're failing to meet expectations, you're constantly overwhelmed and stuff. You just kill off everything and then just AFK. Your brain is like half AFK. It's pretty useful. It's kind of what got me a lot of these issues in the first place, because when you dissociate, you don't fix the problems, right? You just ignored it. So if it's not like a temporary thing, you eventually have to come back and face it. And if you do that for years and years and years on end, it just, a lot of stuff stacks up. It is bad in general when you're trying to dissociate from reality, because that means you're not dealing with it in a healthy way. But yeah, I mean, in this case, it depends on what you are using it for, I suppose. Just temporarily, you know, drugs could be bad, but if you use it, by drugs I mean medication. Sorry, I should clarify that. Not promoting the use of drugs here, okay? Drugs are bad, okay? Drugs are bad. One thing I really like to do in the past is remind myself that, you know, how no matter how bad things goes, time always goes at 1 second per second, right? Like no matter how bad it is, it's gonna pass. But it's always interesting, like in the flip side, whenever I'm enjoying myself, that whole thing becomes it feels rather negative. Because like no matter how good things are, time is also gonna just pass at the same rate, and you are gonna eventually not be able to have your good times anymore because it's gonna be over. Right, it's like you have bad, and you have good. That comment about time 1 second is equals to 1 second is right smack in the middle as a neutral thing. So depending on your mood, it either feels like it's good, or it feels like it's bad. But it's always interesting, yeah. No matter what happens, it's always 1 second is equals per second. There are so many times, like in the thick of it, I'm just constantly telling myself, 1 second is 1 second, 1 second is 1 second. And then you just buy your time and you tank through it, whatever that is happening. And I would set up like this other like weird stuff I do to myself. A lot of weird mental gymnastics to help me make myself feel better for the moment. Another thing is I kind of do like mental checkpoints. Like if you have like a time here, right? Let's say you have like, I don't know, like what is it? Let's say 9 a.m. to like 6 p.m. or something like that, right? I will kind of make a mental note here. I'll make a mental note. And a mental note isn't anything too fancy. I'm basically just being more aware of the present. I'm like, hey, right now it is 9 a.m. today, right? I have a lot of stuff that I dread, like over here. So before it starts, I'm gonna make a mental note. And then throughout this sequence here, throughout this period of time here, I'm gonna dissociate as much as I can. And then over here, I make another mental note once it's over. So what happens is that to you, although you have done all these things, if you can turn this thing into something that is very mechanical, if you turn this into something that is like formulaic, where you just do like a step-by-step thing, right? Like, how do I say this? If something is really annoying, like really terrible, the more you spend time thinking about it, the worse it gets. So I would just only focus on the stuff that I do. And then it becomes a lot easier, right? There's no emotion involved. And then you dissociate from the thing that you're currently doing. You let yourself autopilot through it because you've done it before, or because you've mentally prepared yourself. You've written. This is where the writing sequences come. When I always talk about writing sequence, it's because I'm pre-processing the stuff I'm about to do, the stuff that I hate. So I sequence a bunch of actions. I think you guys might have heard me say this before. This is where it came from. This is the lore for it. I would sequence this beforehand in an environment that I can control, right? But then once I get into this environment, I follow the sequence. I think about the fact that this is gonna happen, then I do this. That's gonna happen, I do this. Currently, if there's multiple breaks in there, I'll be like, hey, this is break checkpoint number 1, checkpoint number 2. How am I doing? Everything's fine? Okay, let's just continue the sequence. And then you just keep going. And then because you make the mental note here, you're more aware at this point, and you're more aware at this point. What happens is that at the end of the day, you feel like you have done nothing at all, and you feel like the day has just jumped. You just jumped through time. It's a very weird feeling, and there's a lot of bad sort of. I don't know if it's necessarily like a good thing. This is just a huge coping mechanism that I do a lot for like years, a good many years, I think. Because I feel stressed. You will feel stressed if you're like, let's say you're here at this point in time. If you think about this thing that you don't want to do, you feel stressed, right? If you're here, you feel stressed. And then once you're done, you may or may not feel stressed. You'll probably feel some relief that it's done, right? You probably feel some relief, but you might also feel stressed depending on how this has went as well. So because there is these 3 separate areas of stress, there's a bunch of stuff that's set up to counter each one. So this one is counted by only focusing on now. So I will set my mental breakpoint here, and this is why up till this point in time, I have a lot of trouble planning beyond this year because I'm currently stopping at the end of 2025. 2026 do not exist in my head yet. It just doesn't exist yet. So this doesn't exist yet. Like this is at end of year 2025. That's how it's happening right now. So because you're not considering this doesn't exist yet, there's no stress from this at this point. You don't perceive it. And then if I do this nonsense where I dissociate, I don't feel the stress when I'm doing it because I'm not present. My brain is turned off. And then when I'm doing this jump, when this jump happens, when I finally finish it and I make the second mental note, to me this doesn't seem like it existed because I wasn't present. And because I did this mental jump, it felt to me as though it happened in an instant. This doesn't exist. So with this three coping mechanism, I can cancel everything and I can keep myself at a relatively constant state. There's a lot of downsides to this. But one, you're never present. Your brain is always absent. That's why when my friends come and tell me like, hey, remember those times where we did this thing? I do not remember. It doesn't exist in my head because I'm not there. When I was doing it, I wasn't there. I may have laughed with them, I may have like did a lot of interesting things with them, but it just in a sense it wasn't really me. I was kind of just not in it. Yeah, it's effective. After using it for this many years, I can say that it's effective because I can barely remember shit. Just because of all the stuff that I did like this. It's really easy to fall into like it is like time fast travel, but it's really easy to fall into, you become really dependent on this sequence, right? Because if you notice, this whole spiel, this whole idea is to avoid facing reality. You're always disconnected from reality. And there's a lot of consequences of that, right? Like you never really solve the biggest problem of like standing up to stuff that you don't like, or like fixing the root cause. Like if this problem is a really bad thing, right? There is stuff in life where you feel like you don't want to do it, you dread it because you don't like it, right? But there are things that you need to do and there are things that you don't have to do, or is forced upon you, or that's objectively bad. If it's the latter kind, you're never dealing with the actual root cause, you're dealing with the symptom. So it will never get better, right? It will never get better. And this method also isn't perfect. You will still take hits as you go. Like your thing would go down kind of like slowly, gradually over time. Your mental sort of, your headspace, your mood. I don't really know what to describe it as. And as a result, you end up with problems, I think. So it's very stupid, I think. The whole situation is very stupid. If you use it too much, you might have issues. If you don't use it enough, though, then it doesn't really work. Because you do have to get used to it. I think I did it for a good 4 years, I think. At least a good 4 years. And then I feel like after that 4 years, I was just not present anymore. I was kind of asleep, right? I was just not really in the present anymore. And then that carried on for another 8 years, I think. 8 or so. 8 or 10 years, maybe. But I was just kind of going with the flow. Because it's so easy to go with the flow. Right? You're just getting pushed around by the waves of circumstance in life. You're like, hey, oh, I guess I'm doing university now. This is what I'm gonna do, right? I'm just gonna prepare for exams, and then all of a sudden you wake up, you're like, oh shit, where's 20 years gone? That was how I found myself in 2020, I think. I finally woke up, and I got so afraid of slipping back into it again. I was so spooked out because like you said, right? It's like a dream. It's like fast travel. Imagine fast traveling 10 years into the future and being like, hey, what the fuck? Where has all the time gone? You know, that was kind of how it felt. That was very spooky. It felt like I woke up for the first time in my life, I think, almost. And it was yeah, it's a very weird experience. Yeah, now that I'm talking to you guys about it, this is probably the best analysis I've done of this issue. I haven't really thought about this because it's been so long. But this is probably the best way to put everything. You put yourself to sleep and then you try to wake up, and then eventually you start waking up because it's just easier to not wake up. And then eventually, hopefully you wake up at some time. In my case, I did wake up. I got woken up like by a certain VTuber from Hololive. For some reason, it just clicked. I remember being in my internship and I just sitting there, and you know, it's an internship, so people are just watching fucking YouTube videos. And it's so funny too because us interns, we sit right next to the VP's office, right? And VP is like your managers, like it's like 5, 6, 7 layers up, and we're just outside his office watching YouTube videos. And then that was like when COVID first started, 2019 it was. And then I was like just browsing YouTube and I'm like, oh wait, what is this? What is this talking anime girl doing on my feed? And then all of a sudden I'm like, wait a second. It's like, wait a second, what's happening here? Like, why are they having so much fun? Why am I not having fun again? Like, what am I doing again? And then other questions just started coming. And then at some point, it just happens. Like, it's like you're sleeping in your dreams, and then you started questioning reality, and then all of a sudden you realize, hey, this isn't reality. This doesn't feel like it's reality. Who was controlling me? Did something possess me? Nah, like it was just me asking questions, the right questions. It's like I'm activating my own sleeper agent code word or something. I'm just like, oh my god, why are they having so much fun in life and I'm not? And Who, I think you guys probably know. Like, I think like if you go like not even that far back, just a little bit further back, you see who's the VTuber that is drawn the most. So although I haven't watched her, I don't really watch her streams. I literally only watch her for like that first 2 weeks of my new life of waking up. Just right here, by the way. This is the biggest one over here. She's very successful now. I also don't really watch her stream, so I don't really feel very comfortable calling myself a fan, but I am a fan, I think. Anyway, here we are. We have a nice looking sketch, I would dare say. Oh yeah, you can't see her face. You guys can't see her face? Everyone's just guessing whoever they want to guess. I think that's fine. That's funny. Let me just find my first ever art piece I've ever uploaded on my Twitter. Oh my god, this is gonna be so cringe. So cringe. We have our dear friend from Hololive with a lot of mostly her stuff, I think, from the beginning. Here and there. My old sketches. I thought this was the shit when I did it. Because I'm like, oh my god, look at the hatching. Sorry, is that called hatching or hashing? I can't remember. But look at that. It's like, oh great, like shit, like there's values on my thing. It's August 2 and August 3rd of what year? I don't know. Like 2020? 2021, I think it probably is. What year was this? 2020, oh my god, dude. So it's like 5 years. It's 5 years. Have we gotten better? 5 years. Alright, at least the line weights and stuff, I mean, it's a bit more structured and understand a little bit more, but honestly, at the end of the day, it's just like same black and white shit. This is the other VTuber that I really like. I didn't draw this, by the way. She actually released like a black and white. She was like, hey, you guys should do colors by yourself. And this is what I could color back then. I couldn't believe my eyes when I did it either. But for the most part, I think... Yeah, this this VTuber got a lot of harassment for some reason in her life. It's like absolutely a lot of harassment to the point eventually where she quit and then came back and she quit and then she came back. I think it happened like 2 or 3, 4 times. And she was very inspiring because her style was, again, like the absolute opposite of oh, and it got presented on her stream too. I'm like, holy shit, I'm up there now. Look at me, mom, no hands moment. Like, hang on, sorry, not that, don't look at all the lolly stuff. But this one too, I believe it got liked. There's only 10 likes here, but I believe one of the likes is Fubuki herself. How do you see the likes actually? Yeah, like imagine this, like getting inspired to draw something, and after trying for a while, the first thing you draw that I uploaded into my brand new account, she just absolutely likes it. If this is not a sign, I don't know what was, man. Right? If this wasn't a sign, I don't know what was. Also, she never liked anything ever after that, ever again. We don't talk about that. But first account, what day was this? March 27, right? If you look at my account, I have 2 sets of dates here. So, actually, I'm trying to decipher this right now. Sorry, right. So there's a bunch of dates here. And these are, I've never really explained what these numbers meant. But this day here, this is 2020, March 16. This is when I first saw like Fubuki, I think, on YouTube. For, you know, just fate, I suppose. You know, I just found her. And then this other one is for the other lady over here. This other lady. I was trying to find her Twitter. Oh, Lord, I thank you a lot, but please know that like if you're sending money, like it doesn't get to me because of the copyright stuff. They like to copyright a lot of our all of my streams are copyrighted at this point because of the music that we played. So I thank you a lot. I thank you to everyone else who has also donated, like thank you so much, but like I am so sad that like I didn't realize this a little bit earlier. I mean, to some extent I kind of already know, had it at the back of my mind, but it just never really popped out until recently. I started talking to yes, they just take away your money like that. Like I look at my earnings, not a single cent, other than one video. One video, I think I just so happened to only play copyright-free music, and it went through. Most of it went through. Like I believe it was one where you donated as well, Lord. So I believe it's the first one that you did. I think, I'm not quite sure, but it's like stream 116 or 117. And that one, yeah, I got most of it. But other than that, all the other ones, I just checked this weekend. It was absolutely not there. So, thank you again. Maybe, yeah, let me look into this coffee thing. Ko-Fi. And let me figure out how to get it set up, and I'll get back to you guys. But you already have that. Yeah, but the other date I have was for this VTuber. You can see from the style is a very painterly style, and they're just back then I've never seen such freedom in what they do. They just seem like they enjoy what they do a lot. Like 8-9 hour stream, they just sit here and they just paint. Or like they just kind of talk. And of course they have a 3D model. I don't know who made the 3D model, if they made it themselves, but it's very unique. Never seen anything like this. Oh man, Lord, you're gonna get a lot of good karma, man. I'll send her art. I'll send her YouTube just because I don't know if she's ever gonna come back, but she has a stream scheduled for 2027. Maybe we'll see her come back. She even started in 2018 too, if you think about it. That is all the way back, way before. That's before COVID. That is, well, some of the original VTuber. Yeah, but yeah, as we go along here. I don't know why I have this. how to cut a pizza. For small groups, you cut like that. For parties, you cut squares, and then just for yourself, you cut like a spiral, and you can just keep eating it. It's actually big brain. Man, I want to eat pizza. All the pizzas we have here are kind of shit. Oh, the only thing I ever drawn by hand that is actually sold. This is Tokyo University. I got myself involved with them, even though I'm not part of the school. I just messaged them and be like, hey, can I join you guys? Yeah. I'm like, okay, sounds good. Sounds good. Let me in. And then they got me into Comiket, like got me into Tokyo Big Sight like 2 separate occasions. One time as a circle participation as well. So like I actually got to go in early and help them set up and help them sell books. It's absolutely insane. And this is my art on their poster for Comiket 103. If you look it up, it's my poster. This always serves as a good reminder of like, if you don't try, you never know. Because I just like, I'm gonna go Japan, I'm gonna go stay there for a bit. Let me try contacting them and see if they're fine with me joining their club. You know, like, I can draw. You have a club that's for drawing people. I'm still a university student, technically speaking. I was actually completely done with all my master's courses and coursework and research, and everything was wrapping up. I just haven't graduated yet because of a technicality. I'm like, yeah, so I'm still a student. Yes, I'm still a student. It's like, okay, let me go. And that's how this piece was born, because this was drawn for Comiket. I had to make a deadline. I had to draw in a foreign environment with a laptop that I'm not used to. I had to give up like going sightseeing with my family just to finish this. I remember sitting in a hotel room just like doing shit. There's one more piece that I did it for their book. So there was one I did for the school event book, and there's one that I did for Comiket. The Comiket one came out much better, like unbelievably better. And the other one was so bad that I guess I didn't even post it here. Yeah, the other one was so bad it's not even here. I don't see it. If I find it, I can show you guys. Yeah, I think I have it actually. So I don't know why it became a show and tell today all of a sudden. But I guess I'm taking it easy, so I'm just gonna do whatever. Yeah, this is the one. So this one, oh my god, please do not crash me. Thank you very much. You know what? Let me just get the picture. Let's not look at the layers. I don't think that's very interesting. Which one did I give them? Actually, is it this one? No, it's this one. It's this one. This one's got my name on it. Yeah, it's got a different color scheme because they said to use CMYK or some shit, and then it became really confusing, and then I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. Yeah, the thing I'm proud of was the bubbles, but I was kind of poo-poo anyways. And then the colors, oh man, I hated the colors. When it came out in the book as well, it was also super saturated and stuff. The balance wasn't very good. My shadows were probably too saturated, or my light wasn't desaturated enough, or something. I don't know what the issue is even now. But what was the theme that was given to us? I can't remember. It was like a one-word theme. But yeah, so this was the piece that was missing. So that is missing. Somewhere in between here. Somewhere in here. I think somewhere here. This is also interesting. So if you look over here, that's actually my art on the Lawson printer. Apparently they have this thing where anyone can kind of just like sign up with Lawson and do like a gacha printing. So like what happens is that if you have multiple pieces of art, you can put it into this printer, right? And then people can pay money and they will print like random art out. And I was going to go and get until I get my own art to come out, because I drew for this this other, she is actually active in VR chat. She is a VTuber, kind of. She is a VTuber, but she doesn't ever speak, which is very interesting. I think she does like text-to-speech or something when she's streaming. But yeah, I remember, so if you look over at my posting here, so at some point I did like a celebration for her first anniversary. I do not know why I did this. I don't remember ever really talking to them that often, but I think it's just like another one of those, I just want to practice. This piece, by the way, took me 40 fucking hours. 40 hours. of work time, not like, you know, like it's an entire week of pulling 8-hour days. And the main reason was because I couldn't figure out what kind of rendering I wanted to do. If you look over here, the shapes are very indeterminate. They don't really mean a lot. They don't match up with the drawing and stuff like that. Right, if you look at the fur as well, there's no hard edges. It feels like a big, like, Gaussian blur on top of everything after I'm done for some reason, because it's just, I'm not confident. So that's why I took 40 hours, but... And then, I think, yeah, that's the first one. This is like the second one. The next year, you can tell, I didn't want to go through that again. I just did like... I did like base colors. I got really lazy. But it's got its own charm as well. And then I did it again for the third year. And then after that, I didn't do it. This one didn't really get used much, I think, because I didn't really give... I gave her like a random outfit. She always wore the same outfit. But yeah, anyways. And at some point when I was in Japan, they started... they wanted to do a gacha thingy. So they took a couple of people's art and then they put it in. You can see the first anniversary stuff there. And then if you look... it's really hard to see. It's right here. This is mine, I think. And I think there was one more that was mine. I can't quite remember though. And of course she's got other fans as well. So the other stuff. The Arc Knight stuff. And then I did a few more Fubuki pieces, and then you're caught up, right? These we did on stream. Right? These we did on stream. So we're caught up here. And here we are. Up to the most recent one. I think was that another one after this? I can't remember, but like yeah. That's kind of the journey of my shit. Oh yeah. 5 years of this and this is where we are right now. Eventually, I think if I ever get the chance to, a few more years down the line, perhaps when we actually really get much better, I want to make one of those, you know, where we started and where we are now. And I'm gonna include all of everything. I'm gonna include not just the ones that are considered complete like this, right? Like that is colored and then that I think is worth to be posted, but also all the stupid ass sketches that I've done. Like really stupid, like the ones that I've shown you guys like, I don't know, like 3 weeks ago or something. Like broken faces, broken noses, broken eyes and proportions, everything's broken. And then there's also, I also have like a really thick stack of paper, like maybe 2.5 inches, 3 inches worth of paper and sketchbooks that I've sketched over the years before 2020. And I don't know how much of those I can show. A lot of it is more furry stuff. I don't know if I want to necessarily embarrass myself like that. Also, it's gonna be a pain in the ass to take photos. That's gonna be so many fucking photos. So we'll figure out. We'll see. But absolutely, from the very beginning till the very end, I want to have like a video like that. It would be really cool. Alright, what do I want to do now, actually? Is what I don't know. I think, let me see. So, we have this sketch that I can color if I want. I also have this other thing that I do want to work on. Anyone in VR chat? No one in VR chat? There's someone sitting beside me, actually. Interesting. Yeah, it's been an interesting journey, I suppose. If nothing else, at least getting faster is kind of helpful with just getting things out there, you know. Something like this would have taken me multiple sessions because I would have need to find so many different references. I need to find one for the legs, One for the legs, one for this, one for that, one for the hand, maybe for the other hand, and then the face alignment and all that. Well, the speed is nice. Damn, she's still not thick enough in my drawing. Holy shit, she is thick. Yeah, all these people I've met in the server, they really like thick ladies. Damn, she thick. There's a lot of C's in that one thick. The hard thing is this color, because I don't really want to block the face, but it's so big. So either I choose to block the face, or I have to make it less accurate, I guess. So the art wouldn't be that representative necessarily of the actual outfit. Alright, where's her neck? Oh, here. So with that target, I'm going to put this here, and then this will be here. Okay. Big ass zipper. Ooh. I need a side view actually. Where is their account? Let me have it. Let me edit. Order? Who is this? Following each other. Oh, how convenient. It's someone that is a mutual friend. I mistyped the guy that I was looking for his name. Another guy popped out, but it happens to be a mutual friend, so I can just jump by. Also followed by this person. Interesting. I need a side view, so let me get the turn. Is that a round? Is it round? Oh, you know what? Let me just grab the whole body actually. I do need the other stuff. I'm gonna clean this up and then maybe do some color tests. Just do like a quick rough color blocking, and I want to see what kind of colors I can work with here. Because it's mostly white, which is very bland, I think, unless you have cool lighting for the most part. She's jumping. She's kind of jumping, right? So I can push this up if I want to. Yes. So we don't block the bottom here, which might be an interesting point of interest. Let me see. It's kind of small. That's what she said. Alright. Stand by for that. Yeah, it's gonna be just covering the face, man. This is not great, man, when you cannot see the face. much more. I need a whiff actually. This will be fine. Oh wait, actually, what is she wearing inside? I just realized. I don't know. I have to meet up with him because he's using this avatar. Oh no, never mind. That's like a bottom. Okay, this is it's a very sus angle, right? Just for reference, though, you know, just for reference. So it's like something really skin tight inside. I think it looks like. Can I push this up higher? Can I be more aggressive with the body isn't long enough or what? But I feel like there's no space here. Like, and then the face would be too small, would it not? That would be the target, right? No, it'll be high. I mean, some anatomy inaccuracies is to be expected. I'm not really that good at this. Right, so this do a little bit of hinting, but it would mean that this is can I push this up? I would like to be more aggressive with this underboob here, if I can help it. I think looking at the spacing, it should be fine if I push this up a bit. Oops. I'll just give like the zip a little bit more perspective, so that I can actually fit in here. So this is locked, and then that is pulled, right? So push this up. But it would mean that the rib ends here, which means this bottom half needs to go down. And we also need to bump this, okay? Right. So it's slightly up. Hello, unknown. How are you today? Oh, great. This is Japanese textbook English conversation. Alright. Sorry, what? Alright. All these stupid arrows are just there for me to mark down how I feel about certain lines and stuff. It can be helpful in keeping track of stuff, except that I don't quite remember after like 60 seconds. It just deletes from my brain. Forgot what that was for. You got a Japanese keyboard? Congrats, I guess. I can't imagine be that useful, like easy to use. I don't know how to use a Japanese keyboard. They have like Japanese letters on those keyboards, right? And supposedly you can type faster and stuff like that. But yeah, I don't know how to use those. I could type Korean for a period of time because I was trying to learn, and I thought that I should just get a head start and type in Korean, since you can't really just type the sounds, right? You have to spell it out the Korean way, and I was actually getting pretty quick. I can look at the letters and I can type it, but I stopped practicing for a bit and I forgot about it. That's okay. I have 10 more years to learn Korean before I start getting giving myself shit for it, for not knowing it. You have time. Isn't this that meme song? I keep thinking about it. It sounds like that meme song. I didn't know it was from Pokemon. You need, if you want to type Japanese, you need to have the software set up as well, right? Like on the Windows side, you have to include that as a keyboard. I don't know what keyboard you have to set up though, in order to actually make full use of it. Oh shit, you got it. Look at that. That is good. I don't know, I've heard this melody before in like a TikTok sort of meme kind of why did I say meme? Because I saw it unknown type it. Yeah, the okay happens way more often than you would think. The best part is Japanese people get it too, so it's completely fine. You can just use that for okay. Hello, Duvet. Yes, yes, yes. Walking boring. I read that as walking bong. Alright, coffee. I already forgot. Good thing I had that open. Oh shit, look at that. Oh, I like this. Oh, I do like this. Look at that. Great colors, great shapes. It's clean. Right? It's clean, but it doesn't look like it's... It looks clean, but like the lines are still decently rough. Like, you know, this is like the perfect way of drawing, I feel like. You do lines, don't have to be that accurate. And then you blocking colors, and colors look fine. It's not like super psychedelic, it's not super colorful. Big shapes, right? You don't have a lot of tiny ass shapes. Mostly big shapes. Not a lot of like soft edges, so everything feels super clear. Man, this is amazing. Thank you, Duvet. Holy shit. Duvet is my, like, Duvet, your daily is like my freaking gacha every day. Oh yeah, sorry, let me send the link. This came at a clutch time. I can use this for a reference. This guy's whatchamacallit, art. Am I in the right place? It feels a little bit different now, like some of these, but it's gonna be some variation. I think that makes a lot of sense. Yeah, so you can see the process. This is nice. Actually, I'm trying to see the colors. Actually, I cannot see the color. Let me just pick it. I want to see what colors I'm looking at. What am I looking at? What is this? I wonder how you get, like, how do people choose all these colors? Like, do they pick it? Because it feels like it's very deliberate, you know what I mean? It's not like a huge airbrush, you put in a bunch of colors. It feels very deliberate. Or maybe they did like the airbrush kind of method to slowly push it into the zone that they want, and then they cleaned it up already. It could also be because this is oops, this is uploaded, so they probably consider it to be done to some extent. Look at the reflection. Yeah, the storytelling elements. So I'm just really caught up on the rendering still, just because we are still I'm still very stuck at this process. This part of the process, rather. Yeah, they do like the step down version of like these soft edges. Whoops. Oh, I'm already on the image. Yeah, stepping down the values like that. It's not like a blur edge. Mostly just more brush strokes, it looks like. Yeah, it looks really good, even though it's kind of rough up close. It looks really good. Yeah, the whole, yeah. Alright, I need to do something here. Start to spam this. Oh, look, this is how it's supposed to be looking. Because I always go to the other tab here. It's like they don't want to talk to each other, but they're still looking at each other. They clearly care about each other, but they don't want to appear like they do. So the reflection here, a little bit shadow. Yeah, these ones are really hard, like these color variations. Because I don't know what you would use. What makes sense? It's a bit of brown there for some reason. I don't know how that came about. Yeah, right. The tiny little bit of the reflection here. Oh, yeah, let me go back. Man, you guys are so interested in the the storytelling, and rightfully so. But like over here, I'm just be like, oh my god, look at the red. Look at the lines, look at the colors. Yeah, it is very cool. Like it is like looking from their perspective, right? Because we are looking at this character, and you can see that she is also looking at this character. So it's like we are her, and then we're looking at this character. Yeah, Kirio, it's important, but I'm just gonna take it one step at a time. Because we all know what happened when I try to push myself a little bit too much. Wait, haven't I seen this before somewhere? Because this is Arknights, right? Yeah, so I might have seen this on like Damburu at some point in time in my life. Yeah, this is why like doing this daily is very cool on stream. You get a lot of feedback, a lot of different ideas. Look at all these brushstrokes that they're trying to break up the shapes here with. I feel like it's kind of serving the purpose of like an airbrush trying to set up some glows perhaps, because you're bleeding the colors in, right? So it's almost like an airbrush where you're trying to show that there's some glow or some kind of bloom on the camera. Over here, I think it's just for texture, perhaps. It never feels like it's, yeah. When I try shit like this, it never feels like it's balanced. It always feels kind of bad. I like this splotch of color, though. This splotch of color. What do you call it? Is it called lens flare still? Shit, I don't remember. I thought that was another name for these, like, prismatic effects. Maybe it's the window texture. Ah, interesting. It doesn't quite follow the same direction, but that is an interesting thought. And then the value control around the characters. If I squint my eyes. Man, I could look at this for a while. Okay. I want to see all the brushstrokes, and I want to see all of the color transitions, like all these really minute color gradients. Yeah, no, I know how you feel about it. Once you start practicing a little bit and you start seeing yourself improve, your point of view would change. It will become inspiring instead. I think right now it's easy to get really overwhelmed just because you don't see yourself ever getting here, right? But if once you start making progress, you will see a future of yourself being this good. You will see it like really far in the future maybe, and it will not be as clear, right? But like you would definitely not be as overwhelmed as you are right now. And it will be exciting. Because I know exactly how you feel. I would have been overwhelmed like if I saw stuff like this and thought about the fact that how am I supposed to get here, you know, like. Now it's just really crazy. Like I'm looking at this and I'd be like, hey, you know, if I just figure out the colors, if I figure out the brushstrokes, I can do this. I can do this, right? I can do this. There's also some really interesting stuff, like all these really blue lines here. I wonder if it's because they want to draw attention to this area. They're upping like the sort of the amount of colors here, right? Because blue is kind of around opposite of the yellow and orange range, which is what we have here. Even though the character herself is red, even though this character is more neutral, we just have blue here out for no reason, just because we want focal. There's a bit of blue here too, and it kind of points at the character too. And there's a bit more color in this side too. I didn't even notice that. Color contrast, yeah, I think it's probably just like some more colors because we don't really see it anywhere else. I guess he has a bit of red here and a bit of black, but that's really close to the character. Everything else is kind of faded. Like the glow of like the bloom effect from all the bright lights is covering, like turning down a lot of the value contrast on these other areas. This part is super clear, and it's got colors, it's got faces, it's got more shapes from the clothing. Yeah, like all the other bookshelves and stuff are very straightforward. Like the books really don't have any brushstrokes on them. It's just a gradient for the most part and lines holding them together. We don't. Yeah, I see a little bit of like light showing a little bit of form, but it's very rare. The most part is just flat. Is this an official piece actually? I always wonder what the rules are for using like the Arknights watermarks and hyperglyph. Cause I can't imagine they will like it if you just use it willy-nilly. It might be like an official thing for the 6th anniversary, I think. And here we have more character stuff. Oh, you can see the process actually. It looks like they use some kind of a blending mode on the layer, on the line art layer. And then they might draw a separate set of lines on top, maybe? The initial sketch versus like base color versus like a little bit more emphasis on some of the lines. And then on top of that, even more paint over. It's like 4 layers here. Yeah, these ones are probably good for getting some shapes out. Just getting an idea like how they like to render certain things. Yeah, okay, this is also interesting. I'm only noticing this now because I guess I'm a little bit more awake today, but yeah, the gray, like sorry, the shadow area is a little bit grayer than what I tend to use. Because skin tone tends to be pretty bright, so it tends to be up here, right on the color wheel. If you go this way, I always feel like it gets a little bit too dull, so I always make it more saturated for the shadows, but it definitely has more of that Arknight sort of vibe. That more grayish vibe. Over here, yeah, it's more saturated over here, more colors. Clouds. Oh, clouds. Simple sketch, but effective. Big shapes. That's nice. Apparently just more sketchy. Yeah, the more recent ones are like are insane. I guess it's like, oh yeah, look at this. Yeah, it's not even just more recent. I guess it's just a different level of finish. Ooh. Man, look at this shadow here. Is that from the character? There's like a very distinct patch of shadow here. Maybe it's like the shadow. So the light is casting from outside of the shop, right? The laundromat. It will hit the ground and it will bounce up, back up. That's where we get out the light. So that's probably where the shadow is coming from. It'll be like a huge. So the entire ground will be the light source. So it's coming from all directions. That's probably why it's so diffused. It's not very strong, but the fact that it's there, man, that understanding of lighting is right there. Oh my god. Yeah, very subtly. It really takes you trying and drawing a few times, like by yourself, before you start to notice this, because like it's so subtle. You will just miss it. But when you do it, it doesn't look as good, and then it'll be like, why? And then you come back and you see it, and then be like, oh shit. How did I not see that? And I don't know like if this is you see like how like along the border, like the terminator of this light shape here and the shadow shape here is a lot more saturated than this corner here. Is that like a physical effect? Is that just how it works? Or is this like an artistic choice? I feel like in reality, like it doesn't seem like there's any other light source, right, in the shop. If you take this scene with a camera, because of the dynamic range, more likely than not, I think this area here will be super dark. If you take like with an actual camera. Either this is super dark or this will be super blown out. So because now it's done like this, maybe they want to have, I don't know. Closer to the sun, more saturated, light bounce. From floor to top. It's just that like my understanding of like more colors along the Terminator line is because of subsurface scattering, and these materials don't really give me that vibe. But I suppose like maybe the light hits these yellow surfaces and they still scatter a little bit that way. Or maybe it's like some kind of a bloom effect on the camera. Like if you observe this in the camera or with your eyes, maybe it's some kind of a bloom effect. It's not necessarily that there's color in that area, but like our eyes are perceiving that there's color in the area. It could also be stuff like that. I don't know how to think about this. Ooh, this is a great piece to study. There's so much I can learn. Like, there's so much you can learn from this. Like, you need to get... You can figure out how tight you need to draw all these washing machines before they start to take shape like this, to be this level of detail. It's always a surprising amount of effort to do it. And yeah, how tightly to group things. The balance. How does it feel to work with this many different colors and shapes? To reflect the light, the different subtle color changes. What is going on at the top, actually? So these are just like random shapes to add details, I guess. It doesn't seem to have any meaning to them. I don't know. Maybe it depends on the reference, I suppose. I can't tell if that's the ceiling. That's not the ceiling, right? That's still the wall because of this here. It's probably just the wall going up. Okay. Yeah, no lines here. All shapes. Some lines here. Oh, this will be interesting. This is like one of the other things that I will only really notice if I try a study of this. Because they clearly don't put lines everywhere. And I think just like doing it once makes it a little bit more obvious where the lines are and aren't. Currently, it seems like it's just the center area that has lines. All the other shapes are not lined. Probably just copy and paste it a bunch. The colors, there's a lot of ways to deal with that, so I wouldn't necessarily worry about having too many layers or something like that. Probably best to split out the colors though still. Oh, this is really cool actually. I only just saw this. Like, look at the blue and the part that's in the shadow and the part that's not. Like the value, like the saturation change, man, this is a lot. I know you're supposed to desaturate blues with like yellow and orange light, but that is a lot more than I expected. Nah, I didn't see that. Oh, but that is probably part of the so they bump up the set along this line, so. Oh, but then I'm seeing all the blues. Oh shit. There's blue here. Probably for focal. Oh, it's interesting how they broke up the shapes in the vending machine area here too. Huh. They're all kind of different. I guess there are some of them spinning, some of them are not, maybe. These have a little bit more round lines here, like circular lines here. This is not. I wonder what it will look like if there's like maybe like LED lights, you know, like the machine is on, right? There's some LED lights. Oh, I guess it would be here. If there's like a timer or something, maybe it will add a little bit more to the world, just a little bit more. If you have like a little bit of like tiny secondary light sources just here and there. It's kind of like the locker room that we did a while ago. Very cool, very cool. This is amazing. Thank you, Duvet. Good stuff, good stuff. I'm gonna like bookmark a bunch because I needed to stand out in my bookmarks when I scroll through it eventually sometime when I have time. This can be a good quality control, I think, at this point, because I do have a couple of sketches stacked up now. Try to get the shapes and the things to work. In general, it still feels like it's two big shapes, right? Light and shadow, and that's kind of it. There doesn't seem to be, like, the hair is kind of complicated here. But other than that, mostly just gradients and stuff, I think. This would be a good target, though. I do like the line art, too. Like, there's a lot of stuff I like about this. Yeah, I'm a little bit more lucid today, it looks like. Yesterday, today I'm a bit more lucid. So, a bit more aware, I think. But yes, I'm going to go to the toilet real quick. I'll be right back. Just have fun in the toilet. Thank you, Yugami. Yeah, I want to attempt to at least clean this up as much as I can. I would probably use that artist as our reference, I think. Very cool. Alright, everything else is intact. Everything's fine. Alright, we continue. Let's see. Oh, nice. Make the form a little bit longer, more slender here. Really big sleeves. So the opening of the sleeve is like, what is that? If I open up my palm, if she opened up her palm, it would still be able to fit through the entire, like this green part just fine, it looks like. So if I want to maintain that scaling, this is gotta be a little bit bigger. Do I want to do that though? Also, her arm probably wouldn't be in the middle in this case, because you're bending back, right? So this other side would probably hit the thing first. I think. So her arm would probably be on the upper side of it as this tries to expand this way. Very reminiscent of the GG one. Where's the GG one? Yeah, my shapes kind of suck. Ah, shit. But it works though. It's just really baggy, like really big bloated balloons on the arms. I want it to be that big though. Hang on, what is this scale? She's about the same. Oh shit. I want to be perfectly circular, I think that's the problem. Like this way. A little bit more movement like this. The movement is this way and then the legs are kind of going this way. Right, okay, check. I can't see shit. Oh man. There's lines as well. Okay. I need to clean this up. I need to clean this up. That's what I'm here for. I'm gonna just leave it. Can't see anything though. Oh wait, no, I can. I can't. Let's do this. Right, so that is the target, right? But like if this is being pulled this way, primarily it's gonna be stuck this way, and then I'm gonna have a little bit more interesting folds here. Connection. Underneath, okay. So I should expand this then. Same for this side. Oh shit. I don't like how big this open sleeve is. It looks a little weird. It doesn't... Oh wait, from the side view it looks a lot smaller. Okay, yeah, so this is definitely overdone then. That's good, that's good, that's good news. I don't want it to be this big. If the design were this big, I don't have much of a choice, but it's not. It's good news. It is pretty long. However, if you do this pose, I imagine the sleeve would be kind of pulled back because of the elbow here being the tension point. Would it be by this much? It is very loose though. Yeah, no, it probably wouldn't be by that much. I could also make this easier. I always find it kind of hard if you open the sleeves towards the viewer. That means you kind of have to draw more of the arm and figure out some of the internals of the sleeve. For the most part, people just kind of leave it anyways. But if that's the case, I might as well not show it. Yeah, given how this arm is bending, hang on. Every time I draw arms now, I think of you, Kirio, because you always mention about the foreshortening. Or the lack thereof, rather, I should say. Yeah, I think this is coming a little bit forwards. So I try my best to work a little bit more foreshortening in here. Because I don't think it's... I think most of the time I don't do it at all, just because... I never thought about it that way. Oh shit. You know what? Target, right? Target here. Yeah, the extended arm is so funny. Like, wait, the first time you said it, I happened to draw really long arms, right? I just happened to draw really long arms because of the pose. I wasn't used to it or something. So the arms maybe like this shit. And then you said extended arms. I'm like, am I getting roasted here? I thought you meant like the arms were really long. But thanks to that, I did notice that immediately that it was really ridiculously long. And then later on we clarified that, oh yeah, okay, you meant like it's extended as in there is no foreshortening. That is always just extended relative to the viewer. Like you can see the entire extension. Oh wait, what? My YouTube Studio tab crashed. Why does this... Okay, it's so weird. This YouTube Studio tab always takes up so much memory and stuff. I wonder if it's because of the stream that's playing on the top left here. Anyways, we're back. You guys didn't notice anything because OBS didn't have any issues. It's a Firefox YouTube thing. At least I hope that you guys didn't see anything. I don't think there's any issues on the OBS side. Yeah, this will be a little bit more pointed towards us supposedly. Should be like that. This will be the target at end here. And the beginning. And then the target end. Yeah, it's always easier to see someone else's stuff. It's always gonna be the case. That's why critique is so useful, right? But the other important thing is that you don't have to take even if like someone says that's a mistake, you don't have to fix it. Because your drawing is meant to show your ideas. Like sure, there's some stuff that's gonna be objectively wrong, and you probably want to fix those. But there are also times where it's just a personal preference thing. Like it could make even like stuff that may be objective wrong. Like for example, objectively the anatomy might be wrong, but sometimes you want to just skew it a little bit to either make the form look cuter, maybe the shapes are cuter, maybe you just want to show a certain pose. Maybe certain things line up better if you just make the arm slightly bigger, slightly smaller, slightly longer, slightly shorter. You know, if it's not too distracting, which you will be the judge of, right? From your experience of looking at art and drawing yourself, you can be the judge of that. And you can be like, hey, yeah, I know there's like a bit of a weird anatomy here, but it's fine. I'm okay with that. Like, I never really care about this perspective of the fingers. I don't really care. If it's like mostly correct, or it doesn't look weird, rather, it's good enough. You can always make things look super good and super tight and super perfect, but it doesn't mean that it's a better piece of art, I think. And also, it could, even if it is a better piece of art, if it makes it really hard to draw, you might also reasonably consider not doing that. Exactly, yeah. Your standards will naturally rise over time too. So it's fine. Like this hand, I don't like it. Actually, I don't know why I said like. I just don't like this hand. It's not really related to what we're saying. Yeah, how would I do this? Let's see. Oh, I hear konbanwa in my VR chat. So I'm looking at my own hand while I'm drawing. And get the rough idea down before I try to make the shapes a little bit more interesting for myself, I think. It's really stiff in general, I find, like doing stuff like this. Sorry, is this a separate layer? Okay. I wanted to have that flow of like this, so I'm going to try and distort this a little bit, I think, if I can help it. How many joints are there in my fucking fingers, man? Every time, dude. I mean, I really feel for like those people who can't draw hands and then get accused of being an AI. I don't know how many joints are there in my fingers. I try to go by feel, and I'm always really worried that I just like forgot some fingers, like some joints rather. Don't really practice like hand drawing like in a really tight way. It's just kind of going by vibes. So that's why it's always like this. I think I need to turn the hand a little bit over because I want to see two distinct fingers here. So I'm gonna have to change the angle here. Target. Push up. Okay. So stiff though, it looks not good. Yeah, this is... collapse it down. Yes, collapse please. Wait, which way then? Yes. Yeah. Here we go. Music's not too loud, right? I don't know if it's peeking through the if it's getting clipped. Lower it a little bit. It doesn't look very good right now still, the hand. I'm waiting for tomorrow. I'm just waiting. At some point, like I would see what is it that I don't like it, and then I can fix it. Right? At this point in time, it's just a preliminary sort of block in here. You spent 3 seconds of single drawing with minimal practice and art studies by burning out and other negatives. So do you think the way I do is right? So yeah, don't worry about your English is perfect. I get exactly what you're saying. Let me try to phrase this. Because I have been there. Maybe not to that extent. But personally, what I think is important. Okay. So I'm making assumptions here, but I think it's reasonable assumptions. I think number one, like if you're trying to get better, right? You need practice. So if you want to get better, you need practice. You need more practice, right? So more practice. This becomes this. And what makes you practice more? So that is the main question here. So I think what happens here is that if you're spending 3 to 7 months, if you do 3 to 7 months per practice, it's like too long, right? This is way too long. So I think having... Wait, no, hang on. So you're just saying 3 to 7 months for a single drawing, right? With minimal practice and art studies to apply burnout other negative emotions. So, if you have like a big piece, like a really complete illustration, if you have like a very complicated illustration, you spend 3 to 7 months on it working on and off while you're still practicing, I think that makes sense. Well, maybe it's a bit too long. Honestly, I don't know. But if you just are working on and off of it, I think that's fine. But in general, like the only way is to do a lot more practice. You need a lot of this. So whatever that makes it easier. So like this is like whatever makes it easier. Is probably the best way about it, because this makes it you do this and you will naturally do this, right? If you have like a really complicated idea that you want to do, more likely than not, that's the same thing I'm facing right now. I don't have the skills to do it. I have this piece here that I've been sitting on for at least 2 weeks, partly because I'm sick, but because I don't know where to go. It's just too complicated. So I'm just gonna not do it then, because it doesn't really help me getting stuck here constantly. You can ask people how to improve it, right? You can get advice from other artists and stuff. That's one way to go about it. But personally, because I don't necessarily have that avenue, I'm just gonna draw other stuff that I can draw and try to bring up the rear at this point. So if you're getting stuck on a single piece of illustration for 3 to 7 months, I don't think that makes a lot of sense. I think you should do stuff on this time scale of hours, right? Maybe like 3 hours for art practice. 1 hour for a sketch, for like an anatomy practice, like a sketch of anatomy, and then color practice, render practice, stuff like that. More targeted stuff. I think that would make more sense. If you really want to work on like a really complicated piece of like for example, like if I want to work on this, no matter what, I want to finish this. Then what I think I could do it perhaps is that if you have this really complicated piece of stuff, there are things that I don't know, right? Like that's maybe the colors that's the issues, maybe that's composition that's the issue, and then maybe that's like rendering. Then I can take each one of these and spend like maybe 10 hours practicing, and then another 10 hours here, and then another 10 hours here. And then I'll come back to try again. If it doesn't work, then maybe I'll do this. Because every time you try, you figure out what is it that you are not that good at. Then you can try to target that again, whether if it's the color, whether if it's the comp or the rendering. That could be another way to work. I don't know if any of this is necessarily the best. It's just that if I was given the choice, if I were given this path to walk, right? If my goal is to just get better, number one, I would just focus on practice. Right? Number one is just focus on practice. Number two, if my goal is to really just get this thing done, then I will practice with respect to this one specific thing. I think that would be the two paths that I have. I don't know if this answers your question. Sorry, should I not erase that? Maybe I just keep it for now. Let's bring this off layer here. I don't know if this is I don't know if what I wrote down even make any sense, but okay, yes. Thank you for letting me know. I'm glad that it's you found it helpful. Just know that some of these ideas I haven't necessarily physically tested them. Maybe I've tested them over the course of the past 218 streams, but for the most part, a lot of these are mostly just ideas. I haven't really necessarily proven that they are effective or how effective they are. So I will take what I say with a grain of salt. But yes, thank you. Thank you for the question. Feet. No feet. Let me see. Yeah, I think Kirio's point is really good. I left that out a little bit. If you are like, another interesting thing is that like no one's path is gonna be the same. Like my path logically makes a lot of sense to me, but that's because the way that I've done things and I've experienced things is what makes sense to me now after all those experiences. You know, it wouldn't necessarily work for you. It might work well, it might not work well. I think what is important probably is you probably know yourself in your heart. Like right now you're doubting if what you're doing makes sense, right? And then you're asking for different ideas. So once you try some of these different ideas, you probably also figure out what works better. And yeah, if you also, like Kirio said, if you have like a specific area that you want to target on, it will also probably guide what you're doing. It's interesting, I think, because it's easy to be like, hey, I feel really lost. I don't know if what I'm doing makes sense or is right or wrong. But the fact that you're feeling it shows that you should probably try something else. To give it a shot, to just see if it makes you feel any better. Or feel more effective. Is that arm broken? I think the overextended elbow thing is a little bit too much. I need to figure out how long this arm is supposed to be. Yeah, it's probably still too long actually. Yeah, I probably have to shorten that. Which way is it going? Let me think. If I'm doing this pose, it's actually just going completely sideways. It will just be like sideways, which will be in that direction. Which means I don't think we'll see the full length of the arm because it's technically somewhat tilted away from us. But I do not care. I have a bigger problem now. I don't want the sleeve to cover the hands. So actually no, I could ask him. I could ask him what he would prefer actually. Because it's also kind of interesting, right? If you block out the entire hand, it feels really weird because you can't really see the hand. But in this case, I think you get the idea of what the hand is doing no matter what. Even if you just see two fingers. And you get to showcase the length of the sleeve, which might be a design element. It might be like a selling point for them. So it's actually interesting. It could go either way, I think. What is preferred and what is not. So maybe I just wait on that. Is he online now? It's kind of hard to meet them on the weekends just because the timing is so hard to line up. Oh shit, he's online. Wait, he is online. Wait a second, where is he? Wouldn't it be funny if I walk around the entire map and figure out he was just sitting beside me and I didn't notice? Okay, that is not the case, he's not here. Am I getting bamboozled? By VR chat used to have a lot of issues with their oh, it's right here. It's right behind me actually. Oh, they were talking. Okay, maybe I'll go ask him later in a bit. I'll ask him later in a bit. It's right here. The dude is just sitting right behind me right now. What am I doing? Where's my reference? Oh, here. Lamau. Oh, wait, I want to get rid of this. Again, if there's any sorry, not again, but like well, it's again since yesterday, but if anyone's interested in this avatar, it's gonna be on sale end of this year. You guys can follow the creator who is sitting behind me in game. He has a Twitter, and if you guys follow, you guys can probably get the latest news whenever that is released, if that is something you're interested in. This is the name, Menu. Menu-chan. Menu as in the same menu. If you type this out just like that, it will probably, you know, find you a bunch of random UIs and menus because it's the same katakana. But oh, I've been trying to think of a good way to allocate my time for practice and leisure. Shit, I don't know how people say that, but somehow can't get over the feeling of completing the art that's already happened so much. Get over the feeling of completing art that's already been so invested. I guess like it's a sunk cost fallacy kind of thing. You feel like you spent a lot of time in it, so you want to finish it. I think, no, how do I say this? That is not a bad thing. If you want to finish what you started, that is actually a really, really good mentality, because a lot of times you learn the most as you're pushing through like that tiny last bit of stuff that usually you don't feel like doing or it's really hard to do. That is really good. But spending too much time on it probably is not worth it, right? It's like if you can how do I say this? Like it's still a volume thing. The more you draw, I think it's still you gain more. Yeah. Brute force isn't a bad thing, because brute force means trying a lot of different things and figuring out what you like and don't like. And in art, I've realized that it's not about just what you like, it's about what you don't like as well. I can't just go out there and find a style that I like and just take it. I have to like figure out what else, what kind of shapes I don't like, and then some other stuff in order to really be a little bit more autonomous, right? Like I don't completely, absolutely depend on someone else's reference and so on and so forth. So I think it's really good. Like brute force isn't necessarily bad. It's just that like if you think about the time efficiency of what you're doing, if you're spending 10 hours trying to learn something that's really specific to maybe a piece of clothing, maybe like this hand pose, right? You spend 10 hours trying to figure out, hey, you know, like what is the best way to draw like a peace sign? Like, do I want the fingers to turn a little bit this way? Like, do I want it to be smooth along the edges, or do I want like undulations to show, maybe to show like, hey, the joints, you know? What is it that I like? You can spend a long time here and you will learn a lot of things, but it's going to be very specific. And it could be the case that, hey, instead of spending 10 hours here, you spend 10 hours doing like 5 different poses, like 5 different hands. 5 different hands, right? Maybe through learning, maybe through doing the 5 hands, you actually figure out more as well, right? Because you're still drawing fingers, you're still drawing them in perspective, you're still trying to figure out the joints and stuff. And like some of the shapes, maybe like you see some of these shapes here, these are not necessarily entirely anatomically correct, but it is here. Not necessarily because I like it, because I'm kind of lazy right now, but right, if you look at your own hand, there's like a little bit more bulge on this side, or like there's like a little bit more of a gap on this side, you know, like this could be a bit more realistic. You can figure out this way. You can also spend the time doing something else. It's really hard to say which way is necessarily going to be correct and more efficient, which is why I think it's best you just try different ways of working, because you will get a feel for it. And whatever that feels good to you, again, whatever that makes it easier is what's going to get you to do it faster and do more of it, and gets you better faster and do more and be better, more better. Anyways, because again, I think it's still just volume. You're voluming between like specific details on one hand, or many different poses, for example. I think it's really hard to say. I definitely do not know necessarily what my way is. I'm just choosing to go the easy way right now, which is just do a bunch of sketches. You see, I'm not really tackling colors, which is what I really suck at, right? Hit wink wink, like over here, wink wink. I really suck at it. I don't know where I'm going with this. Yeah. But you know, like if I can get better at anatomy, better at drawing hands, drawing faces, drawing characters in their full body poses, and getting all these things scaled correctly, and doing it faster and more accurately, that's good too, right? Like it's gonna help me down the line. I'm gonna be drawing a lot of characters too. And then when I get really comfortable with drawing characters, then you free up the capacity to focus on something else. Because now when you're working on the other thing, let's say you're doing like a color study of a character. If you're doing a color study of a character, you still kind of have to draw that character, right? You still need to know the shape of the body and the anatomy and the muscles and everything. And so like doing this actually still kind of helps you later down the line. It just makes that color study down the line, if whenever I do that, a little bit easier to do. Then I can focus more on the colors as well. So, you know, everything comes back together. You really don't have to be too particular about, at least I think, you don't have to be that particular about, hey, should I really be working on this or should I be working on that? As long as you're working, and this is an area that you're interested in, that you want to draw, that you want to learn, that you can learn something from, even however minor, is completely fine, I think. As long as you're drawing, you're gonna get there. It's really easy to want to be faster. I do that every day, and that's how I felt sick, because I keep trying to push myself more and more and more. But it's so hard to quantify is the thing. It's very hard to measure. How do you know if you're being more or less efficient? There's no real good way to measure it, because there's so many factors that affect you when you draw. Your mood, the reference, the quality of the reference, you know, whether if anything else in life is bothering you at that moment. What if schoolwork, what if relationships, what if work? So I feel like at the end of the day, the best way is just to do whatever that is easiest and keep yourself going. Because as long as you're going, you'll get there. Yeah, you could keep a journal. You can do a lot more analysis into your process, but why spend that time doing process if you're still just working on art anyways, right? Like you can just keep spending more time on art. You're gonna spend more time. You have to spend more time at art anyways. So sometimes maybe it's useful to get some more feedback, some more information about your process, about how you're feeling, etc., etc. Other times, just draw more, I suppose. At the end of the day, you can't escape that. Yeah, journals are not really a thing for me. Well, I do write a lot of text, but that's only when I need to vent. I would just sit down and write like 10,000 words of like, hey, in the past this happened, I feel this, this is why this is currently going on, and that's why that's how I feel about that, and then like blah blah blah, and then after that I feel like, oh yeah, feels good, let me put that somewhere I would never see it ever again, make sure no one else would ever see that ever again, or at all for that matter, and then I'll just be back on my way. I have quite a few of those documents. In 2022, I think 2023, where there's so many nights that I cannot sleep, I would just sit there and I would just be like, what's happening, what's happening, what's happening? And then eventually I write down and I finally get tired enough and satisfied enough to actually let myself sleep. A visual library with respect to the journal, or just like in general? Yeah, I hope I'm not speaking too fast, because you did mention language. English is not your first language. In art in general, yeah. But you're not just building a visual library, you're building an understanding. Like as long as you're practicing, you're building a lot of stuff. All the skills that you need. It could be visual library, right? Stuff like your favorite shapes. You know, do you like rounder shapes, more angular shapes? What are some different ways that you can draw, like anime faces especially? I think it's mostly just a shape thing. There, yeah, sure, there's anatomy, there's like 3D form and stuff. But I find myself enjoying the ones that are like just really stupid looking faces, right? And these are just mostly shapes, right? What anatomy is this mouth for, like following? I don't know, but you have this shape and it conveys the emotion, and that's pretty useful. So the visual language, right? These shapes. But then at the same time, you're also gaining understanding when you're practicing, for example, like anatomy, the angles of the body, or these basic forms. So yeah, it's just everything in general. Oh yeah, I need to get the shoes. Oh, the shoes. I wonder what my friend will feel about me if I'm complaining about the drawing shoes. Oh my god, the shoes, I have to draw the shoes. If he understood English. Guess we'll never find out. Because number one, he doesn't understand English. Number two, he's not watching the stream. Yeah, like finding out these shapes that you like is gonna take a while, I imagine. Like I still... That's why you want to bookmark stuff and just keep things available, but it's also really hard to sort through and look through them all the time, looking for stuff that you like. So yeah, yeah, like thinking about it, I think at the end of the day, it's just practice. Like if you find something you like, you should immediately use that to make something. To study that, and then try to make use of what you have just studied into one of your own piece. I think that makes the most sense. It's just like learning any other thing, like learning math and science as well. Because then you sort of integrate that into your workflow and your brain and everything. Hello, Abajangus, welcome. Oof, okay, the shoe is kind of hard. I need to sort out the shapes. Should I draw the feet first? It might be easier to spot mistakes with just the feet first, especially sizing. Where's the big toe? On the inside, right? Oh my god. Anyways, you guys please do take my whatever that I say with a grain of salt. I do not know where the toes are. I do not know how many joints there are in the fingers, and I cannot do colors and rendering, so please be aware of my shortcomings, especially when it comes to what I'm saying about stuff. Because if I don't have the skills to back it up, a lot of it is just speculation and like theory crafting, right? The last thing I would like is for someone to follow my whatever that I say to the T, because I don't know if it necessarily works. There was a time I tried to draw in the shoe on my recent, and even now I still don't like the result of it. Yeah, I would suggest, like, I think as a how do I say this? Like, everyone starts to draw because there are things that they want to draw from their imagination. But being able to draw from imagination is actually such an advanced skill, I've come to realize. To be able to draw from just imagining something, you need to have really good understanding of perspective and forms and shapes. Because you need to, number one, break down this imagined object into basic shapes, and then number two, put it into perspective. And then you can bring it to life a bit, and then you make use of your visual library to spice up some of the shapes. Maybe you make it a little bit rounder than you had imagined to be more cohesive overall. It's how do I say this? What I'm trying to say, I think, is that if you want to make good improvements, like fast improvements, definitely I think drawing from imagination will be one of the last few things you will be doing in the beginning. I don't think I've drawn from my imagination for a really long time, just because, like, I don't have the skills to back it up. Like, I will want to draw a pose, but I don't know how the anatomy works, and it just comes out looking like shit. I feel like shit. I don't want to draw anymore, and it's just a bad cycle. But if I draw someone else's stuff enough, like I draw these anatomy stuff enough, I have a better idea of, hey, oh, these poses roughly have these kind of shapes, right? I may not fully understand what's going on in the anatomy here, but I know, hey, I can do this shape and put a line in here, and now I have a leg, and I have another leg. And next time if I want to do something, it becomes a little bit easier, just ever so slight. And then you slowly build that up, I suppose. And then at some point, you will know when you're ready to really go for, like, draw from imagination kind of stuff. Not to say that you shouldn't, though, right? Not to say that it's wrong to draw from imagination. It's probably a balance, as always. That's probably a good balance that you have to achieve somewhere in there. Because I haven't drawn from imagination for so long, I don't really know how to come up with ideas anymore. I have to look at other people's stuff to be like, oh, hey, I can do that, you know, like, you know, this idea looks pretty good. But I always feel like I'm just a copycat because it doesn't feel original, you know. It's not coming out of my brain just like that. I'm looking at someone else's stuff and I'm just changing a character or changing a camera angle. It feels really fake. But at the same time, I also kind of feel like that's probably how most things happen now. I don't know for a fact, but yeah, I don't know. I'm not that far in the process yet either, I think. Until I can fully do like something original, like yeah, the other thing that I really close. Until I can do something like that comfortably with my own ideas, my own comp, and my own colors, I'll probably never feel confident. I'll feel like I'm competent even, because well, maybe competency is slightly different, but definitely technically competent maybe to some extent. But like creatively competent, absolutely not. Like right now, I have shit for brains right now for ideas. Ooh, is it too big? I think it is on the bigger side. I get that I'm one of those people that feedback for easy references and just kind of copying. Yeah, I think, I'll be honest, I think that's just how it is for everyone. I think that's just how it is to be everyone. Because like, to be able to draw from absolute imagination, if you have drawn like and be in the art community for a while, I think you can appreciate how difficult that is. Like the skills that you need what do you need? You need perspective, right? You need good shapes, you need good forms, you need good like understanding of textures, right? Like what materials should go with each other. Then you need design. You need like so many things to come together for you to try to create something that's absolutely original. And even then, like, you know, like there's freaking what, 9 billion people on the earth or something. Yeah, like colors, right? There's the colors of the drawing one, and then there's the colors of the design as well, right? These are slightly different, I feel like, because your design can have a certain set of colors, but when it comes to rendering and drawing and composing, you could change the color, right? Depending on the lighting, you might want to change the color. So that's the other part of the thing. So there are just way too many things. There must be some amount of stuff that you're taking from someone else. That's just absolutely insane, like to be able to get completely original stuff. Yeah, just straight up drawing over 3D. Yeah, like I know we all know one off the top of our head, because we I think Walnut did a study of their stuff before in the workshop in our server in the Discord. BM Toe, the Blue Archive artist, just outright tracing over his own 3D models. He did make the models proportions look like the ones that he won. I can find it for you guys right now, actually. But yeah, he's just absolutely tracing over that. Here you go. And then of course, like backgrounds and stuff, most of the time nowadays, you're just tracing. It's just not possible to really work efficiently without doing it. Right, like you see the 3D models right here. These have really weird proportions because these are made by him, like scaled specifically by him to get the anime style, the sort of proportions that he wanted. Is it? No, I don't think it's bad even if the model isn't his. Like, I don't think, like, as long as whoever made the model is okay with them doing that, I don't think tracing is a bad thing. Again, like, I think art is about sending a message, right? It's about what you want to present to people. If you just want to present happy anime girls like this, what is wrong with picking someone else's color, right? Like using a model and tracing over it. You're not tracing over someone's art, right? You're not photo bashing. Like, there's a recent scandal about like Arknight's like this thing, like someone has noticed that the latest one for Arknights, for Blaze character, this character is called Blaze, has this gothic sort of wall thing in the back, and they've realized that it's taken from I forgot what other game this was. And it's not just about the big circle. You guys would probably notice the big circle here and how it's like this. It's not just about that, right? Anyone can make a circle and have circular things. If you zoom in, get out of here. Oh man, I hate Reddit because it does this. It doesn't bring just the image, it has to wrap it in its own stupid ass website. If you zoom in, you will notice that these symbols are exactly the same as well. And it's really hard to argue that you come up with these symbols just by chance to be exactly the same for all of these things, right? So there's, as long as you're not doing shit like this, you know, and you're presenting your ideas of cute anime girls that is achieving what your goal was, I think that's fine. You know, your focus is on somewhere else. Your creative idea, his creative idea here is like the characters, the pose, the composition, the idea of what they're doing, and the colors and everything, right? The lighting. There's still a lot of other stuff that you have to be creative about. So abstracting away just the anatomy, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Right? It just makes things a little more stiff. Just because like you're tracing over a model, and the model is always going to look the same way, right? The amount of shapes that come in play is a lot less. There's an artist that I really like who draws really good shapes, but it's all adult stuff. So I can't really show it on stream. But they have such good shapes in their anatomy. It's so smooth and curvy and everything. And yeah, anyways, I don't know what I'm talking about. Yeah, you can't copyright a pose, you can't even copyright a style. There's a good thing that people are now more open. The stigma drives the norm image as the norm is now fading. Yeah. People on the consuming end, they just don't want the drama and they just want good art, you know? Like, if you can do that, I think it's probably fine. It's just what you want for yourself. Like, I want to be able to draw without having to look at references one day. I want to be able to draw from imagination, just outright just blah. Like, I'm gonna sit there for blank canvas, just my pen, my Clip Studio, no PureRef open. I just want to sit there and just sketch and be able to sketch something one day. That's what I wish I can do. That's why I'm working on all these random useless, like, well, okay, not useless, but all these things, right? If all I wanted was to just draw fan art and make cute anime girls, I can probably already do that, right? Like, so it's just what you want for yourself. I think it's completely fine. It's just what you want. You just need to want it bad enough, I think. If you want it, and you want it bad enough, you'll make time to practice for it. You'll make time to work on it. And it's really hard to imagine that you still don't make it, right? Maybe you're not that talented. Maybe you feel like, hey, just by yourself, you're not even able to spot the mistakes. But if you want it bad enough, you will go find people to help you out, right? You will find a path forwards. There's always going to be a path forwards, at least in this current how should I say this, environment that we are in, right? We have internet, we have ability, we have the time to communicate and do these things. I think it's always possible. How should I write this? How do you write again? Shit, I always forget how to write characters sometimes. Looking at a blank canvas here and making things doesn't mean my expectations stand this. Yeah, it's very normal, I think. Sorry. From my point of view, that makes absolutely perfect sense. Like, I have mentioned before, like, if you look at some of my older streams, I always start drawing faces with a circle, right? And you see a lot of people do this, but the problem with me is that I don't actually use the circle. I don't actually really use the cross either. I use it for alignment. Nowadays, I get the thing a little bit better, but I would do this, right? And then nowadays I do it like this. And the circle actually is part of the head. But in the past I will do a lot more like this instead. I will make the eyes really big to fill up the circle. And then after that, I will put the frame around it. And then if, you know, what you realize is that my circle really doesn't serve any purpose. It doesn't serve any purpose at all. This is how I used to draw. And the reason for this is because I was scared of the blank canvas. And the circle made me feel better. It just made me feel better and easier to draw, alright? Again, like, whatever that's easier to draw is the most important thing I've come to realize. Because it keeps you drawing. Nothing is more important than just constantly going. Just keep going. And if you're scared of the blank canvas, maybe find some ways to try to break up the canvas, make it look a little bit less scary, you know? You can draw with big brushes, right? Big brushes to help you get like base ideas down without being too tied down to a specific thing. Like with this pose that we have, this will be kind of like the... Sorry, let me clean this up a bit. It's really hard to read. Oops. I'm lagging, I think. Sorry, yeah, I lagged a bit. Oh, sorry, am I still lagging? No, oh no. My tablet pen disconnected. Let me restart my thing. Kirio, I think what you're saying makes a lot of sense, but that's only from the point of view of someone who has enough experience. If you're really starting out, and you have no experience, what does planning mean? Like, what does planning mean? Because like, even if you find references, you don't even know how to use the references. Like, I spend most of my time not knowing how to use references. I'm just copying shapes, right? I'm not learning the, hey, you need to extract out the body, the hips, and then the legs as cylinders and so on and so forth. So saying better planning makes sense, but only if you have the experience to be able to plan, right? Just like we've talked about before for the colors as well, right? I can always have better planning for the colors, but I don't know what I want, right? Until I started drawing on this thing, I don't actually know what the problem is going to be. I don't know like what I'm going to screw up, so I can't plan for it. I can always find more reference, but do you really want to spend like 5 hours finding references that you may not be using, right? You could go into an entirely different direction once you start painting, and it's happened so many times too. That's why I always don't think that like better planning, valid, but extremely hard to do, I think. Because if you could plan, you already can draw. It's kind of like the rest of the owl kind of nonsense, where they draw like a circle and they can draw the owl. Like, oh yeah, I've been over this before. There are so many guidelines and stuff that I don't really agree with, because like if you know how to draw, yes, the guidelines help, but if you don't know how to draw, what are you supposed to do with it? Like, you draw a circle and then like rest of the owl kind of shit, you know? It's like, hey, how did you break down the shapes to make that owl happen? You know, like no one talked about that. And if you can draw, like you can just start from any guidelines. You can make this. You can start from triangles for all you care, right? You can simplify the owl's head into any other shape that you want if you can draw. You can make an argument for like, hey, these are the ears of the owls, the feathers on the owl's head, and then the eyes are just here. But why here and not like here? You know, like it's like that kind of stuff. Yeah, planning is like, if you can do it, then you can do it thing. I do always think. But we all get there though. I'm pretty sure we all get there. Like I think that's the beauty of art. You will find your own way, and it might not be what you envisioned before. It might not necessarily be the stuff that you have always liked before. But when you put in the effort and the time, and just struggle through all of these problems by yourself, or maybe with the help of someone, whatever that you arrive at is the correct answer, because that is you. Like, the entire process is done by you, right? You're not using AI. You're going through this difficult and painful process, and whatever come out at the end of it is a part of you. It is representative of you. It's born of your experience. It has your ups and downs built into it, and it's going to be very meaningful. And might take some time, for sure, but it's infinitely better than just getting something poofed in front of you, or like being handed. Someone just tell you, hey, you're gonna just render hair like this, right? Just go render it like this, and you get millions of followers. Yes, you could do that, but is there value in that? Maybe, if all you want is attention. And I don't think there's anything wrong with wanting attention. It's like a very human sort of thing, I think. And I don't think there's any point in denying human emotions while we are human. That's what we are, right? I think it's always weird that people make fun of you for crying, or make fun of you for laughing at the wrong time or something. It's emotions, dude. Like, what do you mean like you're not allowed, like it's weird for you to cry? Like, if being a human means you should ignore emotions, which is fundamental to being a human, like that's so weird. Sorry, I don't know why I'm going on this rant. Sorry, I don't know why I completely lost track of what I was talking about. But I always found it weird that people make fun of other people for crying. I just think it makes a lot of sense. Like, you should always just be truthful to your own emotions. If you feel like things are not working out, try something else. If you think that this is what makes you happy, go for it. If you want to go get more attention, why not? But like, just it can, like, life is, I don't know, man. Like this. Anyways, it's probably getting very sidetracked, but compared to a recent one, it looks so much different. I'm so lost in the source. I think, yeah, you remember I was talking about this dissociation function that I was doing for the most of my childhood. The biggest problem is that I denied a lot of my emotions, because all these stress that I was trying to dissociate myself away from feels bad, it is negative, but it is a very fundamental part of life. It is something that you should face. So yeah, I don't think you should ever go against your emotion. So this is not really related to what we're doing anymore. But Drama and the Serious King of Heart. Yeah, but anyways, at the end of the day, it is art is what you want it to be. You can make it as complicated or as simple as you want, as stylized or as technically accurate as you want. What do you want out of it? You know, again, what do you want out of it? You want to get fans for drawing fan art? You want to write your own story? You want to make your own manga? Right? You want to tell your own story, create your own world, make your own games. So many things you can do. And depending on what you want, your focus should be different. And it's okay to take some shortcuts if that's not really that important in your journey. I mean, to some extent, I think definitely every artist will want their stuff to be seen, right? Like, that is why you want to present it. Otherwise, you could just sit down and just daydream all day long. But like, no, Circle, I think that makes a lot of sense. I think that's why we are here. Like, no one spends... Dude, art is absolutely a piece of shit experience, if I'm being honest. You suck for thousands of hours, right? You suck for thousands of hours, miserable by yourself for the most part, right? Like, no one's really gonna hold your hand. And you don't necessarily want them to either. Again, you want to be original, you want to have your own stuff. You do that constantly, day in, day out. You're giving up all these time that you can play new games. Think of all the new games that you could have played. Think of all the friends that you could have made and had fun with. Going out, watching movies, traveling. Oh man, having like 5 girlfriends at the same time. You can do so many things, but instead we choose to like struggle over here. I think it's because to all of us, it all means a lot. And whether if we think of it like that or not, I think we all kind of have put our life on the line for art, so to speak. Otherwise, we would not be here. I think that's what it takes. I don't think it's weird to think like that. I also don't think it's necessarily that special to think like that. I think probably everyone is like that. Otherwise, we wouldn't be here. Drawing my own, drawing your own in CSV. I have my own characters there. I just basically designed for with all my personal preferences in there. I mean, you know, there's a perk of being able to draw, right? You can make whatever you want. You can make all the AI roles pregnant if you want to. You have that power, you know. Somehow, but anyways, all that nonsense, but at the end of the day, just stay true to yourself, what you want. Figure out what it is that you want, and then just go for it. Right? Do what it takes to keep yourself drawing. And make friends and see what makes other people tick. What keeps them motivated. I hope it wasn't too loud. I've just been I got really excited. Social connections work. You can worry about that later. I mean, like, again, what you want in life, right? You want to be just like really good at art, or you want to have a bunch of friends? Which one's more important? If it's art, then just focus on art for now. You know, once you have skills, once you have another way, like art is another way of expressing yourself. So if you're not good with words, maybe you can draw what you feel. Maybe you can draw what you want other people to understand about yourself, right? So I wouldn't be too worried. It's a prioritization thing. If art is more important, just focus on art first, right? Everything is all good, hunky-dory. Sorry, did I send this link? I think I did. I'm just gonna close it. And I want to look for some hair lines here. That's why I'm bumping over here, jumping back here. I want to see how they do long hair, if they have done. I suspect that it's probably just a little bit rougher, like the lines. If existent at all, it looks like it's somewhat non-existent. Yeah, it's just like contours and stuff. And that's fine. I will sequence my own lines then, if that's the case. I don't know if I'm a weirdo for using my own lingo. But like decade and a half of using my own lingo, it's so hard to not use my own lingo. Here, I'm just going to try to block out the main shapes. What did I do just now? I think I brought it over here. So I want to see what the balance of the thing is going to be like. So I don't know. Let me just eat. Oh, what? Oh, different layer. Eat. So I believe this canvas is B5, but just sideways. So I'm going to make a frame, as I always do, because I need to see how my character is going to fit in a canvas. I might not do B5 though, actually. I might do something custom. I'll probably just ask him. I think he's still... I can hear him talking. I can hear people talking. I think it's him talking to his friend. Yeah, so I'm trying to see if I have space here. If I have space like this, maybe I'll bring up the hair a little bit outside so that we can take out a little bit more space. So it's not just like so empty on this side of the canvas here. We'll keep the spacing about the same. The top and bottom is about the same as well, like based on this. It's gonna be more space here. And more space here, but it seems to be somewhat balanced. This corner as well. Yeah, not much I can do about that. I think that's fine. Yeah, put more focus on this hand. Right, if only like it's like a second anniversary or something, that would be really cool. Because peace signs will work really well with that. But otherwise. This looks fine. Just fine, just fine. Yeah, but over here is like really, really big. Unless I want to spread it out like this. That is an option. The hair length is below the knee, and it is kind of, yeah, this changes the design. So I shouldn't do this. Because if I keep this, and I end it here, it will suggest that the hair kind of ends like a flat edge. It doesn't really do that. I don't want to do that. This will be too big if I bring it to its natural conclusion like this. So maybe I'll just have a few strands on this side. And then I'll keep the majority of it around here. I need it to end around here. It's a bit more curved though. If that's the case, I'm gonna knock this side out. I'll bring it closer to the head. A little bit more curved like that. Yeah, this will probably be the block in here. Yeah, I was thinking to ask him about the sleeve, but now that I'm thinking about it, maybe I should just make the decision myself. Because it's always kind of weird, I think. If you open up an avenue, like a door, or like a pathway for whoever that you're drawing for to provide some feedback, especially during the process, I feel like it could open up to a little bit more potential complications, right? Like if you think about it, if you ask someone to draw something for you, you're not paying money for it, you're just gonna take whatever you're gonna get, right? Presumably you like the guy's style, you're just gonna be happy with what you get. But if you start being given the option to give some ideas and feedback, you might start to have ideas of like stuff that you own that you might want them to draw in a certain way, but then they might not like it and they might not do it, and then end up you might feel a little bit less satisfied as a result. I feel like it's a potential. So maybe I'm just gonna make the decision here. I do want to see most of the hand if I get to make the choice. And because this is collapsed here, you can't really tell if the length is that different necessarily. So you don't have any issues in that regard, I think. I just need to make this line a little bit more interesting instead of... I think I probably rely on the lines or something for the details to make it more interesting. Is there anything underneath? It looks like there isn't. Also, I should probably I should probably have to head out actually. I need to figure out the email reply for our potential collaboration. Sorry, our potential one-on-one stream here. And also look into the Ko-fi thing if you guys would like me to do that. That is about it, I think. Today is a Tuesday, right? Yes. Did I miss my mark? This should be a little bit further up. Oh, it's on that layer. Okay, whatever. Anyways, a little bit more yappy today. In general, I feel like my stream is more of like a working stream, so it should be a little bit quieter. But it's good. It's good to have a conversation. It's the whole point of having a stream, I do suppose, to communicate. People can always work by themselves off stream and offline too. So makes a lot of sense. That makes sense to me. I'll probably hop off in the next 5 to 10 minutes and yeah, anyways. Let me see. Try to get this a little bit more clean. Oh yeah, I wanted to do colors today, right? I forgot. I wanted to try out some colors, but I don't know what I could try. Do I want to maintain this shape? Like, this is one of those things, right? Like, this arm should technically interact with the side banks here and push it in a little bit, I feel like. Actually, no, not necessarily. If it's not coming to the front, it wouldn't. Right, yeah. The head is tilted that way, but I don't think it would hit. But I also don't have such a big head. I don't know. I think in this case, I stay true to the design a little bit more. Since it's mostly kind of like a character thing. How do I say this? It's not like we're drawing backgrounds with story elements and trying to showcase certain other ideas. If the focus is on the character, especially the design, then maybe let's just keep the image. What Japanese people use as like when they say image, it just means impression. It means vibes. So yeah, I'll try to keep the vibes the same. Drawing for attention, to recommend that. I don't think it's a good idea personally as well. But if someone's doing that, I wouldn't judge them for it. I would just be like, yeah, you know what, sure. You know, if you want attention, you want to draw for attention, that's fine too, right? Like that. Although I don't know if they will last that long, if I'm being honest. I feel like people who are just in it for the attention will probably be using AI by now. I don't know if necessarily they will be drawing. I think anyone who's actually drawing and spending all this time dedicated to getting better at the craft is probably not just drawing for attention. They have some ideas that they want to present. Yeah, because drawing for attention is a very short-term gratification kind of vibe, and I feel like that's probably the kind of individuals you expect with using a bunch of AI and stuff. AI is really tricky topic. My main issue with it is just all the copyright and stuff and putting people out of and jobs and stuff. But like in theory, it's such a great thing that you can enable people who doesn't, you know, like who actually cannot spend time doing this or are not willing to spend time. I think even just not willing to spend time is also reasonable, right? Like we are willing to spend time art, but we're not willing to spend time other things. Like sports for me, like getting a healthier body. I think it's valid. It's just that the cost of doing so at this point in time is so high. If they just did it and enjoyed it, or like they presented more than just instant gratification pictures, so maybe share some ideas, if they use it to tell stories, at least it's, I feel, a little bit more justifiable. But there's people out there being just outright antagonizing for the purpose of doing so, and it's just terrible situation. I think one of the foot is bigger than the other. Also, I don't know if the perspective makes sense. Also, I just blah blah blah. I think I need more curves on the calves, bro. She's way too curvy to not have curves here too. Yeah, no, I think it makes sense. Yeah, it makes sense. Escapism. Makes sense, right? Like, you will only really spend time drawing and like, picking these kind of skills up if there's something that if there's a gap that you feel like is not currently fulfilled. If watching videos and movies and like escaping that way was enough for you, wouldn't have spent time doing this. So anyone who's doing this, spending this much time in art, probably, yeah, just they want their own world, they want their own ideas, they want their own little escape that's just unique and just to their own liking. It makes a lot of sense. That's probably good enough for... Sorry, it's probably way more than good enough for base sketch. I didn't have to clear up the lines that much, I think. I'll now selectively clear some of these layers because it's a little bit too messy here. So this is my target, that's a mess, right? Yeah, so I'm gonna nuke everything except for the chest area. Yeah, I think I already got the hands here. Yo, who whatever draw is technically draw to impress himself. When everyone technically draws to impress someone, including oneself. Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, I'm trying to unpack that. I wouldn't necessarily say lesser. I just feel like if the motivations wasn't to present ideas, but rather just absolutely strictly for attention, right? We're talking about strictly for attention here. If you want to have present your ideas and have people see it, I think that's fine, right? That's still wanting attention. But if all you want is to just get people's eyeballs on you, you don't really care about the idea, you don't have anything necessarily unique that you want to present, and all you want is people, hey, look at me, I'm fancy, and stuff like that. It does seem a little lacking, doesn't it? It seems a little superficial. Yeah, no, this works, this works. Sorry, is that a... It looks like a silver bullion. Bullion? Is that called a bullion? Bullion? I think it's a square here. So there's a square at the bottom. I can't see it. What is that at the top? Oh, it's another square. Okay, I think it's just another square. Okay, that makes sense. It's symmetrical. Sorry, you guys hear this because that link is posting stuff. Oh, is it? You feel it's small? Yeah, I mean, looking at the okay, hang on. The reference has it about the same size as the hip. I did bump the hip up at some point. Yeah, these sizes are really foreign to me, shall we say. This is kind of extreme, I think. Yeah, like with this, I think maybe like it can even go like this much. Right, you really want to show the bulb. The bulge here. The music is bugging? Yes, thank you very much. Something must have broken something. I'll probably have to hop off here in a minute. How about exactly at 1 a.m.? You guys like the new clock? Wait, hang on. The clock, is it working? Oh, I forgot I paused the video. Yeah, it's working. I gotta reply the email today, and I gotta... Sorry, where is this exactly? Is this it's below the boobs, right? The green area. So if we're talking about below, then ooh, it will cover a little bit more then. But we have a little bit of liberty with that. We can do it slightly differently. Yeah, maybe let's just do it slightly. Let's just cut it here. Oh no, I'm not shaming them. Am I shaming them? I will accept that they are drawing for, you know, human emotions. I think that is a valid reason to draw. I don't think it's an invalid thing to draw. A reason for them to be doing that. I just think that there is something lacking. You know, if all you're doing is for attention, I do feel like there's something lacking, but I'm not shaming them, saying that they can't do it. Oh, this is so like squarish. The original is square. I mean, like, given this forms underneath, it would be kind of squarish. Oh, I see. Yeah, I mean, like, again, people draw for various reasons. Wait, hang on, this angle. Wait, let me think about this real quick. I am fixing bottom down. Am I? Oh, I see. The original is kind of like this. Oh, we wouldn't really see such a angle actually. This angle is a little bit too extreme. Let me nuke this. Oh no, I need the round. Okay, I'm gonna nuke this man. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go on a little bit longer as I try to sort this out, and then we can also clear this up in the chat. We have because if I drop off, this conversation ends here, and it's probably not the best place to end. Yeah, I don't know, like I guess there are. I'm not 100% sure. I don't have any solid ideas of like experience times I've encountered people being shamed necessarily for just drawing for attention. But I mean, yeah, the general consensus is that, hey, if you're doing something for attention, that's bad, right? Like, that's always kind of the general consensus. Oof. My god, like, this side... Okay, it just doesn't make any sense to me. I always try to align the bottom and then see some part of the ribcage, but if you're, like, this big, it would just be, like... Yeah, like, it would... Because your ribcage is, like... Oh my god, how does this work? Your ribcage is like this. Usually, like, the nipples are right at the sternum, right? I think. I'm feeling my own nipples right now. I think it's about that. If you're like big, how like it gets big, right? Like it just comes down. Any volunteers? Any volunteers for being our reference here? So I guess it makes sense that I don't really see those bones anymore if it's like huge. Yeah, teardrops. What is it, like female breast solo score large sort by score It still not looks like silicons. Yeah, I'm trying to have like a little bit of a like the thing on the bottom here, but the thing is most of it is going to be covered, So it would just be like these 3 curves that's gonna set the mood for it. I don't think I can actually show so much of it because like this angle shouldn't be this much under boob. Like I'm looking at this reference here, and it's not like the rib cage is this way. It's not like we're absolutely going like ham on the angle here. I wouldn't see that much, I don't think. Because this way I would see a lot. So I do that. This way here is more like this, right? So this would be the limit, I think. How can I find my music? I'll just send it to you. Right here. Use double one circle, use more circle on top. Oh, like a gear train. I don't know if that makes any sense. Sorry, the good thing is there's a gap in the middle for the green thing. So we can actually show a little bit of the middle here. It would be something like this instead. Yeah, okay. It's a little bit squarish right now, but for the most part, the idea is there. I think it's fine. Yeah, it's kind of flat. Is Goo enough? Is Goo enough? Oh no, Circle. Please don't feel like you have to. Hello, Maxi. The nips probably here, right? In this case, I think the clothing might be holding it a little bit, so it might be pointing a little bit more to the middle rather than facing the side as it usually does. Go to the side a little bit. Yes, I'm feeling much better. Yeah, no problem, Evajangus. Also, Circle again, like again, I would like to mention that please guys do not throw your money at me, because for the most part the money doesn't come to me, because just because YouTube nom noms all my monies away, because they always find something to copyright from the songs that we play. And for the most part I want to prioritize being more enjoyable. Like I want to listen to the various different music and not the same copyright free tune that loops every 1 minute for like 3 hours long. So the copyright situation will carry on. So yeah, like as Igami suggested, I would probably just make a coffee if you guys really want to throw money my way, but otherwise you absolutely do not feel like you have to do anything. I'm mostly here for myself, to practice. If you guys can learn something along the way, that's great. But yeah, like yeah, anyways, I think that's pretty clear. Sequence are checked, all lines are okay. Alrighty then, I think tomorrow I can probably start experimenting with colors as well as the final line art quality. I'll probably do this one first. I will poke and prod a little bit in terms of how the line art is gonna work. I think I will use our newfound artist today as the reference. I don't know if it would really necessarily be that helpful, but like, at the same time, anyways, this is probably what I'm gonna go for. I'm just gonna yeet this into my PR wrap here, and that would be that for today. I think tomorrow I can that's all good, Maxi. You can always go back in time. There was a bit of a heated discussion, I think, near the end. Slightly heated, perhaps. But yeah, anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you guys soon. I'll see you guys tomorrow. And yeah, have a good day, have a good night, have a good afternoon, have a good evening, have a good morning, blah blah blah. See you guys soon, see you guys tomorrow. Goodbye. Thank you for coming. Yeah, yeet.